In the morning on the OK Morning Rush on 99.5 OK FM from Liberia's capital. Welcome back to His Excellency the President and his delegation from the United Arab Emirates. Welcome back home, Mr. President. Good morning. Thanks to all of you. Happy birthday to birthday people. It's good to always be here in the morning. It's a privilege and an opportunity to sit here and talk to this country that all of us love so much. What are the trending issues happening in the country? Facebook got flooded last night with news about the darkness of the Rabat International Airport. Of course, I'll try to reach out this morning to talk to the spokespeople. But of course, I think the RIA sent out a statement recently that they were going to be doing some work and there would have been some problem there. And there was a debate last night on Facebook. Sometimes we follow this debate. We don't talk, but we follow. One group of people thought, well, the president's arrived at the airport, the place was dark for over 20 minutes. Another group of people said, no, it's not true. At some point in time, there was power outage there, but when the president arrived, there was nothing of such. But the power outage there affected, the people who were supposed to go and come. I think one of the airline, Air France or whatever. But I, of course, will reach out this morning to talk to either the deputy spokesperson, Jeff Dayu, or Honest Sharp himself, sent in a text message. He has not responded yet. We want to get to it. Let's know exactly what the issues are over there. Young people took to the streets. In fact, they came here at OKFM yesterday. They assembled right in front of our office here, or on our compound here. Calling for speedy investigation in the death of Princess Cooper. The Ministry of Justice has ordered an autopsy. Last evening, I communicated with Minister Frank Musa-Day. No response yet. I wanted to know from the minister when exactly those autopsy reports will begin, but no response. But of course, we're moving on. Yes, it is the right of people to assemble peacefully like it was yesterday. We didn't hear about any major incident. This morning, I'll talk to one of the organizers of the protest yesterday, Abigail Lekanu, called Freeman, to hear from her as to whether they will continue. What do they want? In the midst of government's acknowledgement of the process and saying an autopsy will be conducted, don't they trust the process or what? Well, we'll reach out to Abigail. But of course, I like to say good morning. Welcome to the president. Welcome to all of you. Thank you for always joining us. Those of you who are still going. I see a lot of people asking me, Clarence, we don't see the show anymore. No, the show is not on our old page. I said we've done some upgrading. So on Facebook, go to OKFM 99.5 and OKTV. And then you will get us. Thank God we are here. We are here up until 10 o'clock. 8 o'clock this morning, Bassa Representative Vincent Willie will be here. He's a ranking member of the WASH Legislative Caucus at the legislature. He participated in a WASH conference recently in Senegal. Willie will be here to tell us more about that conference and other issues. And then the man who chairs the House's Committee on Investment, Lofa County Representative Clarence Kotu Mansakwe will be our guest. We are hearing about the Aslametal deal that has been sent, or it will be sent back to the executive for renegotiation because it is not in the purview of the legislature to negotiate. Clarence Mansakwe chairs the Committee on Investment. He's been in some areas at some concession companies where we'll talk more about the ArcelorMittal deal. Let him give us a clear picture of what it is. When we say it's going back to the executive for renegotiation, what does that mean? It will come back to the legislature. Will they begin where they stop, or they will start anew in the event the executive renegotiated, and all these things we need to know. But not until we take a break. To be right back.
This for to cross the road and he said,
Uncle, you see, waste my banana. My uncle will beat me to death. calling my name like that?
You promised to give this girl a better life and put her in good school. You said the school she was attending in the village was not good. Only to come see my daughter selling in the street while your children are in school. Moses, wow!
But you gave me money to send your daughter to school. Leave me here, man. Oh, you slapped me?
And I will slap you.
You slapped me, oh?
Hey, just stop. What happened here, Moses? My brother, you see the man here? That's my own blood brother. He went to the village, took my daughter, and said he was bringing her to send her to school. 1 year now, I can't hear from him. So I came to check on her. Why crossing the road? I get my own daughter sitting in the street while his children are in school.
My brother, calm down. I understand your anger. Myself was concerned about this girl selling in the street every day. I tried talking to my friend, but he didn't listen to me. Moses, what you are doing to this little girl is called child trafficking. And it is a crime under the Liberian labor law. The two common types of human trafficking are: 1. Sex trafficking, using someone against his or her own will for your gain, and it is the most common form of human trafficking. 2. Forced labor, like exactly what you are doing to your niece. The government of Liberia just passed a new human trafficking law, and the law is very strong. According to Section 5 of the revised trafficking law of Liberia, anyone found in human trafficking will be sentenced not less than 20 years in prison and a fine of not more than $100,000 or the equivalent in Liberian dollars.
My people, I am very sorry. Our old people say anything you don't know is older than you, yeah? Forgive me for using my own daughter. Yeah. In the street, while her sisters and brothers are in school, don't carry me to the law. I will definitely put her in school. Everything I promised in the village, I will do it. My daughter, please forgive me.
Call it thank you for this little education.
My people, let's stand against child trafficking. Our children are our future. Don't use them as breadwinners.
This message is brought to you by YMCA Liberia with support from USAID and produced by Flomo Theatre Incorporated.
Would you like to learn how to type, how to print, how to create an email address, how to use the internet, how to repair your own computer, how to use your computer to your benefit? Then register now at Smart City Liberia, located at the intersection of Newport Street and UN Drive. Pick your own schedule, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for 2 months at the cost of $100 USD. Don't study hard, study smart. Smart City Liberia. Our contact numbers are 0880-775927, 0778-021765. Smart City Liberia. Unlimited IT solutions.
Hello, John. What's up?
My man Paul, I'm not good, man. Advance. We're hitting the club tonight. Would you like to join us?
Of course, my man. Count on me. You know I'm in.
But please don't bring out your rotting car. What they call it now? Fiddle. You know you won't get fried get in from the club tonight. Don't want to spoil our operation for us with your ugly old car.
Okay, old bro. If you say so.
Will, is that Paul? Paul, where is that your old rotting car?
You haven't heard Sika Motor has well-trained, certified technicians who are solely responsible for body and paint for all brands of vehicles. Their paints are durable and long-lasting, but they're not all. Their technicians can do a perfect finished body work on all cars. That's where I took my car. And guess what? Their prices are very affordable.
You say what? No, I couldn't even recognize your car. It looked like brand new car. What a magic.
They're not magical. They're Sika Motor technicians that are solely responsible for body and paint for all brands of vehicles. And you hear it for yourself? Make your way now to Sika Motors for all vehicles body work and paintings. Sika Motor also has state-of-the-art paint booths where they take your car for that sparkling look. They are located on UN Drive and Seontown, Bourgeois Island. Their email is sikamarketing@cfao.com.
For more information, you can contact Sika Motors on 0775 987758 or 0881937000.
So, it's New Year, new goals and a bucket list. What's in your bucket list? May I suggest the Insurance Company of Africa? You see, ICA has got some fantastic giveaways just for you. I mean, cell phones, recharge cards, and a whole lot more. All you have to do is purchase any of our auto insurance products for either 6 months or 1 year. Easy, right? Yes! So hurry! Sign up, get insured, and walk away with something. And remember, to tell somebody that ICA have started this year with sharing. ICA, your preferred insurer. Offer lasts from now to May 31. Terms and conditions apply.
DSTV says entertainment is everybody's business. Oh yes, get the children out of your neighbor's room. Stop piling up this. Get a complete DSTV set today for just $15 and you can have over 66 channels or options right in your hand. And that's not all. You can also have free installation in and around Monrovia, plus 1 month free access subscription to watch the best of season movies, African movies, cartoons, American movies, music. You can also catch your news and even the Big Brother Naja show and etc. And you're just gonna pay $14 monthly. Now here comes the big one. Whether your current is stable or not, DSTV says no more worry. You can download the DSTV Now app on your phone, your tablets, and laptops. And you can continue to watch all your DSTV channels without paying additional subscription. Isn't it a good news? I think it is. Now for more information, come to call our DSTV customer service number 0777510753 or 0886510752. DSTV, it's your moment.
Illegal nursing schools do not teach well or make professional nurses. Their graduates risk the lives of patients. Do not be one of them. To be accepted as legal nurse or midwife, you have to graduate from accredited schools under the Liberian Board of Nursing and Midwifery. Visit our website www.lbmn.gov.lr for the names of accredited schools before attending. This message is from the Liberian Board of Nursing and Midwifery.
Hey, LTC Mobile is now rolling out 4G network to homes and businesses. Pay for your device and get 1 free month unlimited data. No more interrupted internet and calls. Get a SIM card from any one of our offices on Broad Street, Cinco, or in Peaceville City. It's time. Switch to the real 4G. Capture the fun. Capture the moment.
It's yours, 0220.
No more delays.
It's mine, 0220.
No more interception.
It's ours, 0220.
No more interrupted calls. We move. LTC Mobile. Making tomorrow's connections today.
You're still making phone tip me, eh? You're still making phone tip me?
Joe, I thought you said you not get money in your tip me wallet. How come you just buying and buying? So you add me to me, right?
Sorry. Anything you don't know is bigger than you. But wait, let me lay the cheese on you. All Tip Me and GD Bank customers can now link their Tip Me wallet to their GD Bank account. This means no loan business. You can move your money from your account to your Tip Me wallet and also from your Tip Me wallet to your account.
Now I know. Show me how to do it now. I want to link my account and send money to my Tip Me wallet to buy airtime for my mom, LEC for our house, and call for cash delivery from Tip Me to pay my fees. No need to stress my beautiful self being in that long queue at the bank.
Just go to services on the app. Click on financial institutions. A plus sign will appear on the app. Click on it, follow the instruction, and thank me later.
Sure, that you are bluffing me with? I finished doing my own. Tip Me back, they can make push and pull easy back.
Yes, now you can link your Tip Me wallet to your GD Bank account and also your account to your wallet. Don't worry about cashing out. Just do it the Tip Me way. Tip Me, your wallet is safe.
You still making phone tip me, eh? You still making phone tip.
Oh yes, good morning. Welcome back to the OK Morning Rush on 99.5 OK FM. From Liberia's capital, Monrovia. Those of you who are joining us, if you're celebrating birthday, we wish you well. Mustafa King Solomon Kia Zulu is joining us from Tusafield, from the Kisi Camp area, Tusafield community. Morris Moses Monga joins us from Jacob Tom. Emmanuel Sagbori Senior, James and Lucky Boy Walker is joining us from Busho Island, Claratown. Isaac Mensa Armstrong is following. Nyamfo Due, Jeremiah Fungbed is also following from the SZ Cooper Road. That's Dudi Finison is joining us from, he says, good morning, Clarence. My attention has been drawn to the embarrassment caused by the management of RIA last night. This shows that the entity is run by an incompetent acting managing director. Steven Fara joins us from the Congotown area. James Bloje UJ Gamon Yu is joining us here. Abraham Political Motri Setu joins in. February Samuel Washington is also here. Big brother Wampe Dode is joining us. I know probably on his way at the Roberts International Airport. Roosevelt Franklin Avid Senior is joining us from the Tusafield community. Lucene B. Kuruman joins us this morning from Batnersville Junction. Masata Son follows from district number 17. My friend, my brother James Naplaposo Fala is following us. Ebenezer Buakai Kamara joins us from Vanjaman City, Lofa County. He writes, this not me. Ibrahim Zrantan Makmuso is joining from Claratown Block 1S. Ali Ayuba Keita joins in. Tommy Nimle, Cyrus Mingo joins us from Batnersville. That's UJ Dawo is joining us. Ambassador Robert T. Quening is joining us from New Georgia Gulf Community. New Georgia area there. Let me say good morning to Tumite Spoilers, the Secretary General, Barrow Sports Association, and Mrs. Spoilers, and all of the children there in the home. Tavin Thompson, good morning. Emmanuel Kunawefa, my Royal Ambassador brother, is joining us. Mustafa Haji Khan joined us from Dubai, the United Arab Emirates. Zico Ray is also joining us from Batnersville. And we'd like to say good morning to all of you. My friend and brother from Sewa Town in Boysen District, Amaru Zakpa. You are in Monrovia visiting the city. Long time no see, brother. Welcome to this great city. Let's go to the Executive Mansion website and see what's there as far as the president's participation in the recent gathering in the UAE is concerned. President George Weah has spoken so passionately about the friendly ties assisting between Liberia and the United Arab Emirates, as well as his personal brotherly friendship with the leaders of the UAE. Liberia is amongst 192 countries that was then attending or showcasing what Liberia has as a nation at the Expo 2020 in Dubai. In a special statement on March 25, President Weah nicknamed the Dubai conference Liberia National Day and outlined Liberia's investment potentials and openness for business. So the president smartly nicknamed that global gathering. The president smartly nicknamed the Dubai conference as being the Liberia National Day. So in the president's opinion, in the president's mind, it was a day to showcase Liberia's potential, to investors and business people there in Dubai. He said Liberia seeks to expand its potential in many areas, including the mining sector that it has been traditionally known for across the world. However, the emerging fields of tourism, agriculture, and fisheries are ones that have yet to be exploited. President Weah encouraged UAE investors and business leaders to come to Liberia and tap into these traditional and virgin sectors. So the president said, yes, Liberia, we are noted for the mining sector. We have the Lanco JV operating company. We have bunk mines. That's why the world knows us for. That's why you know us for. But I've come to this conference. I've come to the UAE. I've come to Dubai to let you know that outside of that, Liberia as a nation, we have a lot of potential. We also have some potentials in the fisheries sector that is booming so well, and we encourage, investors in that sector. And then the president told us about agriculture. We have fertile land in our country. We have the land space. I mean, when you come to Liberia to invest in agriculture, probably you need not much fertilizer. I'm just imagining. I'm just saying it my own way, imagining what the president was saying to that gallery, encouraging business people to come back home. The president was trying to make Liberia's case, and then he moves on to say, I invite you to join us in developing a prosperous business climate in Liberia. He noted that Liberia, for the first time in the history of World Expo, was being represented by having its own pavilion at Dubai Expo 2020. I am very pleased and proud to note that this is the first time in the history of World Expos that Liberia is truly represented by having its own pavilion, President Weah stated. He also thanked the organizers for the One Nation, One Pavilion policy of Expo 2020 Dubai, which he believes gives Liberia the opportunity to share with the world its business and investment opportunities. To showcase our rich cultural history as the first independent African republic. Oh, this is dear to my heart. I like to see this one. And to deepen the comprehensive strategy or strategic partnership that we enjoy with the UAE. The Liberian leader said the theme of Liberia's pavilion is Liberia is open and ready for business. Embraces the idea that trade and investments are essential ingredients for sustainable national economic growth and development. President Weah also used the occasion to extol the government and people of the UAE for the many projects they continue to undertake in Liberia as a result of the close cooperation forged since he assumed to office in 2018. He said that that has led to the UAE's support for programs in the areas of health, infrastructure development, sports capacity building, and agriculture. He recounted how the UAE is currently financing the construction of a Morling Hospital complex in Western Liberia, as well as a state-of-the-art sports and recreation park, the Unity Sports Park, being built in Central Monrovia. A different park, the Invisible Park, different from the Unity Sports Park. He recounted how the UAE is currently financing the construction of a Morling Hospital complex in Western Liberia, as well as a state-of-the-art sports and recreational park, the Unity Sports Park, being built in Central Monrovia. Okay. Probably, maybe, I don't know whether that the one around the BTC or that the same Invisible Park. Probably somebody needs to send me a text message. So, but the president was in Dubai at the expo there, and the president was trying to make Liberia's case. The president thought that gathering was an opportunity to showcase Liberia's potential. The president said, you know us for mining, but I've come to let you know that beyond mining, we have virgin areas, brand new areas that have not even been touched. Our agricultural sector is still brand new. Our fisheries sector we took from the plastic is brand new. And we are calling on all of you to pull into Liberia, express your interest to invest in our country. The president was speaking there. And I thought that was good of a president, going to these gatherings and trying to encourage people to come and invest in your country, making a strong case for Liberia, making a strong representation for Liberia. I know the president went with a lot of people, probably on the sideline of some of those discussions, or on the sideline of the main event. Probably you had some of the SOEs heads or managing directors and some other people talking to their counterparts and business people in some of the areas and saying to them, well, you need to come. Our president has said it already. We have a lot of potential in other areas. Mr. President, thank you and welcome back home. That's what we could do as far as yeah, I'm sure the one at the BTC, that the Unity Park there, the one that broke grounds for at the BTC. That's what the president was referencing here. So that project is being supported by some of our partners. So the president made reference to that. When people helping you, it's a good thing for you to say to them, encourage them to do more. So the president said, thank you for what you're doing. I mean, and I'm sure the president used the opportunity properly. At those kinds of conferences, sometimes you want to do a PowerPoint, right? So that maybe probably not the president, but maybe the Liz boss or somebody to tell the people, do a PowerPoint presentation and encourage them. This is where the project is, at the moment. With the monies, with your support, this is where we are, and we're sure we're going to make it. Now, let's move on and talk about other issues. Like I said, we are hearing about a situation at the RIA last evening, and I thought it was good to get to some of the spokespersons at the Roberts International Airport. 1 minute. Yeah. So I'll talk to either Ernest Sharp or Jefferson Dayu, either of them, to tell us exactly. I told you it made a lot of rounds yesterday. Yeah, thank you. Thanks to all of you who sent me the information about the BTC PHP. Yeah, that's the Unity Park right over there. So the president was telling the people, thank you for everything you do for our country. We are now an ungrateful people. We are grateful to you. We recognize the fact that you were doing so much for us. Recounted how. So the United Arab Emirates is the one supporting our project, and I'm sure the hospital the president is talking about in Western Liberia could be the hospital complex in Bapolu County. I'm saying could be because I don't have the facts, but the fact that the president talks about Western Liberia, and I know that project is the biggest hospital project at the moment in Western Liberia, I'm inclined to think that the president was just talking about that hospital project in Bapolu County. Now, the vice president was on state radio yesterday, and she spoke about a lot of things. And that is the reason why the other time I was saying, as a nation, probably, I don't know whether we need to look at our laws again. And I think the vice president spoke about that. The chief of staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia has always spoken about that, about death punishment for people who rape and get prosecuted and convicted in the event the victim dies. The chief of staff. And the president said, well, in my opinion, it should be life for life. If you rape somebody and it will cause the death of the president, it should be life for life. I don't want people to say we do not have stronger laws on our books in the context of the issue of rape. No, that's not true. Because there are evidence of instances where rapists have been accused, they've been arrested, they've been prosecuted, they've been convicted, they've been sentenced on many, many, many occasions. But I just don't know why the situation is still going on. Why are men raping the way they're raping? Because the law has been taking its course. People are not going free. People are not raping in this country and going scot-free. No, except there is no evidence to convince the court or the jury that the president actually did what the president is accused of. But people have been prosecuted. Right now, as I speak to you, people are behind bars. Some for 30 years, 10 years, 15 years, and those kinds of things. But yet people are still raping. What does that speak to us? Do we have to relook at our rape laws? I mean, the vice president was clear when she said, for me, the way the vice president, don't blame her. She's a mother. At that point, the vice president is a mother. It hurts. Like she said, to have a 40-year-old, 30-year-old man going on with 2, 3-year-old baby, 5-year-old kids, 8-year-old kids, you're destroying the president's future. The situation is so alarming. I don't know. I'm sure we could sit around the table again. This one here is not about shifting blame on anybody. It's about all of us. Because if people were raping, if people were raping and they were being caught and they were going with impunity, that would have been another discussion altogether. But when people rape, I mean, come to think about it, the legislature even enacted the law making rape a non-bailable offense. Yet, people are still raping. I don't know. Probably we need to look at our laws. And the vice president talks about the security situation in the country, and she thinks the community have a role to play. And I agree with the vice president on that. I agree with her on that one. That is the reason why I said some of us in some of the communities are harboring these criminals, these murderers, because we are the people whose children are doing all these things. The people who are doing these things, doing these things are not from different planet. Listen to me. The people who are armed robbing, the people who are doing these things, they live with all in these communities. They live with all in these homes. Some of us are their landlords. We know them. We know exactly this is what they do for a living. We don't care. We don't tell anybody in the community. Some of our girls' children are their friends. Some of our boys' children are their friends. So the community have a major role to play in helping the government and the police to help us. We are the ones who got all the high-profile information in the community. We shoot these criminals. We are the ones behind whose homes these ghettos have been constructed. And that is the reason why sometimes I wonder why the drug law is just still languishing at the Liberian Senate. Because sometimes we'll put all these laws in place. Once we still have the drugs coming in our country in the quantity that usually comes to the country, these things will always be happening. You listen to the superintendent of Sino County here told a story about how people in his county are boasting. They are selling these drugs. And they are boasting. And Senator Dillon differ with him on some issues, and I think I differ with him on some of the issues too, because he's the viceroy of the president. Once he knows exactly who are the people doing it, I mean, he as superintendent of the county do not have the exclusive authority to just move and arrest them himself, but he can work with other state security agencies to make sure these things. He told a story about a renowned drug trafficker in Sino, a woman who walked all over the place boasting. Nobody can do anything to her. He also told a story about a young guy who left Nima, went to Sino, and trying to ensure that the young people do not get involved in drug trafficking, but officials of the county are threatening the guy to leave the county because they are stopping their businesses. We need to rise up. The police have got some responsibility to this country, but the police will not be at everywhere at every time. Come to think about it. On the Broad Street here in Monrovia, broad daylight, you will see the criminals taking somebody's phone. And everybody is just standing. Nobody cares. Everybody's standing for fear that, oh, when I put my mouth inside, the guys will come after me. So you see, broad daylight, the other time they killed the other business boy over there. The security situation in the country is embarrassing. I was witnessing Vision TV, and I heard a pastor told a story. He's a pastor, Wellington Morgan. Pastor Morgan told a story about how he was attacked in a keke and how he was dropped on the ground and the injury he sustained on his head. No, we're not saying grab people in your community and beat them and kill them. No, that's not what we're saying. Probably if the National Community-Wide Forum will have to work with the Ministry of Justice and the police so that we reintroduce the watch teams in our community, we have to do that. We do not have to sit under these guys come and wipe everybody away. No. We have a responsibility. The police also have a responsibility. And that is the reason why I disagree with Minister Jalawa Tompo yesterday when he was trying to make the situation to look like we want the president to talk everything at every time. No, we're not saying the president should be talking at every time. But we're saying when there are situations persisting, the president should speak to the nation about those situations. Look at the security situation. It's not a secret. Yesterday, a group of young people were protesting because one of their kind was found dead. And I also say at this point, it is too soon for us to begin to accuse people and shift blames. Let's wait for the autopsy report to see what the report is going to say. Of course, there's another argument in the country where people think they don't trust these reports and stuff like those, but we need to believe in ourselves. If we don't do that, nobody's going to believe in our country. There is supposed to be a group in this town called the Coalition of Political Party Women of Liberia. Where are they? Where are they? They have been conspicuously silent. Oh yes, there's supposed to be a bipartisan group called the Coalition of Political Party Women of Liberia. The Coalition of Political Party Women of Liberia is a composition of women politicians from different political parties in the country. In the midst of all these things that are happening, they are mothers. Where are they? They are silent. Why? I don't know. The Coalition of Political Party Women of Liberia that used to be very active, participating in political issues, commenting on social issues that affect the fabric of our nation, has gone silent. Coalition of Political Party Women of Liberia. Babies have been raped all over the place here. They're not talking about it. Probably maybe they can only comment on political issues. And that is the reason why some of us say we will be talking to the government and talking to all of us. Once it concerns this country, we'll talk about it. That women group that used to be so forceful. I missed one of them. Where is she? I think she gone to America. I'm just forgetting her name. Slim, she used to, at some point in time, she was working in the office of the vice president prior to her going to America. I just forgetting her name. She used to be active. At some point in time, I think she was the head of, how do they call it, Copwell. Probably they're only waiting for elections time. There are a whole lot of things happening in the country. They're not talking about it. Coalition of Political Party Women of Liberia is in coma now. They are silent. Let me conclude here with the Liberty Party conflict, and I think it is reaching its stage where the National Elections Commission has to expedite all of the investigation, because I know there are different complaints at the Elections Commission concerning the One Liberty Party. The NEC will have to hurry it up so that we know who is who and where the situation is. As we move, to elections, it is a good thing for the Elections Commission to look in some of the issues as quick as possible. Whoever is not certified will take advantage of the court process. I think it's delaying too much. Every day, there is a different complaint at the National Elections Commission about ability. I'm hearing Senator Nyomli Kanga Lauren has complained again that ability has no standing and he's not. So the Elections Commission, please look into this matter and make a determination so that the matter, whoever is not certified, will go to court. You can't keep a political party issue before you just like that. Over and over and over and again, the situation is just before you. It's not a good thing to do. So let me reach out to Abigail Lekadun Cole Freeman. Let me hear from her. Like I said, she's one of the organizers of yesterday's protest that seeks to ensure the government ensures speedy investigation in the matter. Before we go there, I want to, I don't know why I want to do this, but I want to do this for some reason. there is something called the I'm sorry. Medical people probably you could send a name by syllable. I will pronounce it better. There's something called the pancreatic cancer. Am I getting it correct? Pancreatic cancer. Yeah, pancreatic cancer is a cancer that forms in the cells of the pancreas. Pancreatic cancer begins in the tissue of your pancreas, an organ in your abdomen that lies behind the lower part of your stomach. Okay, this is a form of cancer. Let me leave it just like that. Let's go here. Let me see what I can take. Abigail Dekalun Cole Freeman, one of the organizers of the protest yesterday. I can speak to her, and then I'll venture talking to one of the spokesperson for the Roberts International Airport. Samuel Barbie Gay, a Liberian residing in America, posted this on his Facebook page last evening. He said, electricity has gone to our sense. We've been sitting at our gate at RIA. I have not experienced anything like this at an international airport. I'm sure we have Abigail Lekanu Cole Freeman. I hope I'm pronouncing the name very well. Abigail, do we have you here? Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing, Clarence? And good morning to the people of Liberia.
Abigail, I'm okay, and I'm calling you particularly this morning because I noticed you are one of the organizers of the peaceful, I must say peaceful, because we didn't hear any incident of any violence so much of the assembly yesterday. Will you continue today? First question.
Yeah, sure. We're getting ready. We already have a team at the crime scene. We'll be assembling at the crime scene throughout this week to see how we can be able to raise some solidarity and mobilize the Liberian people in support of the family of Princess Cooper, who are seeking justice for their daughter.
But Abigail, someone who asks, what do you want? The government has started investigation through the Liberian National Police. The Ministry of Justice has ordered an autopsy be conducted to establish cause of death. What do you want?
I think what we want is viewing results, because it was based on our yesterday action that the police came up with or set up date for the autopsy, and it is something that we are serious about. You know, the issue of killing in Liberia is not the first time, and Princess Cooper is not the first victim of this kind of killing that have gone in the court case part at the level of the Liberian National Police. So we do not want for such a thing to keep occurring in our community. Basically, I'm a young girl, also in same age like Princess, and there are schools of other young girls out there who are unprotected in same manner. And over the past time, we have noticed that the government have failed to bring to closure a lot of cases in Liberia. And you know, initially we started waiting for the full investigation to be conducted, but when the police spokesperson, Moses Carter, came to speak on behalf of the police and said, as per a preliminary investigation, there was no foul play, simply because they did not see bruises and other physical stuff on the body. That was so ridiculous, and that actually provoked the Liberian people. That actually provoked all of us. So this is just a solidarity assembly. We are not harming anybody, but we are just calling on the government, international community, and other partners to monitor the case of Princess Cooper to the lecture and ensure that the family will be able to have a closure to know what actually happened to their daughter.
And Abigail, is it good for you people to keep saying killed, she was killed, in the absence of an investigation or an autopsy report to establish the cause of death?
Princess did not die out of natural causes. There's no medical history that she has had any kind of issues of such in the past time. Even at the day of the alleged murder, she was healthy. She left her house as a healthy human being. So we don't need a rocket scientist, or I should not be a forensic expert to know that she was allegedly murdered. It's clear, and like National Police father. And that's why we have raised our eyebrows. We are closely following the case. And as a responsible citizen, we are also helping the government to do their job. Because we are not only protesting, but we are asking the public if there's anything anybody know about Princess Copper, if there's anything any resident of this ERWA Junction knows or saw happening on the day of the crime, can you report it? We are also asking the friends. We are also digging deeper into the family. So we are simply helping the government. We are all a group of young women who are the sample at the crime scene, and we keep assembling this entire week to ensure that the police seat is set on fire to bring justice to this family. The family need closure.
Okay.
The family need closure. We just need to establish what happened to Princess. If there was foul play, how can we arrest the perpetrator? Because mind you, if there's a lot of perpetrators keep wandering around the community, we are very unsafe. And if police cannot take an extra step to arrest the perpetrator of murder, it will serve as a culture or normal culture in Liberia that anybody will get hurt. And then the perpetrator know at the end of the day they will walk past you with
now, my
parents
okay.
who will be offended.
Finally, in split seconds, were you joking when you said similar assembly would be organized in Banga and Ganta?
We were not joking. Ganta protest was on Wednesday, and also the guys in Banga are also organizing.
You mean Wednesday as tomorrow?
Tomorrow. The people will be protesting in Ganta on Wednesday because the issue of murder and impunity have been so normal in Liberia within the last 5 years. So the people are so desperate. The people are angry. The people are calling on our president and governor of Liberia to make sure that all of these families around here should have closure, to make sure that they can be able to reopen many of these cases around here, because we cannot keep going on with a lot of unsolved homicide cases in our community.
Abigail.
It's actually a bad precedent. I will also scare tourists from even coming to Liberia.
Okay.
So that's why we are up for a just cause, and all we need is justice for a lot of victims, including Princess Kopo.
Abigail, thank you so much. Abigail Ligano called Freeman there, one of the organizers of the protest yesterday, a one-time representative candidate in the just ended Nimba County District number 1 by-election. Folks, welcome. This is the OK Morning Rush on 99.5 OK FM from Liberia's capital. I'm trying to reach out now to some of the folks, or probably the deputy spokesperson at the Roberts International Airport, Jefferson Dayu. I want to find out, was the airport dark last evening when the president arrived, and people had to be running helter-skelter to go and get the generator on, or why? Was there any power outage yesterday or last night at the Roberts International Airport as posted by Samuel Bobby Gay and all these things? I'm sorry. I hope I'm not getting Jeff into something this morning. Jeff, good morning. Jeff, you don't want to talk, then we can... Oh, my God, Jeff. Well, Jeff, let it go. Jeff is the deputy spokesperson. Probably he has not got instruction from his boss to speak. I sent text to Ernest Sharp. I don't know him. I got his number. I sent him message this morning that I wanted to hear from him. But he has not responded. Jefferson Dayu is his deputy. You heard him laughing and he called off the phone. Probably he's not in a position to comment on the matter this morning. This is the OK Morning Rush. It's on 99.5. But when these things are happening, when we're hearing these things, the professional thing to do is to reach out so that the entity will speak to us. The best thing to do is to reach. I just hope I could talk to an official of the RIA today. Yeah, the other time they released a statement that some things were going to be happening, but I don't know. Before we take calls this morning, I will take your calls up to 10 minutes past 8 when we host Bassa Representative Vincent Willie. Sonic Adiebo has put up something new. I thought to introduce it this morning. Probably before I go, I'll call Diebo so that he explain exactly what's in the sun and what is he say. They bought Bassa and can be too deep. You can't go there. They want to release something again. They want to battle, it can be easy, man. So we're supposed to be asking ourselves all the hard questions. That's why I was asking Legano as to whether we can wait, not saying kill until the autopsy is conducted and stuff like those. In the first place, who do we think would want to kill Princess? I mean, was she in confusion with anybody? And this is where community people are supposed to come in and help the government. Help the police with information. If you know anything, probably Princess and somebody or something happening, you know about it, and you got to say it to the government. Let's help the government to help us. I'm hearing that when the president arrived, actually there was current. At some point in time, the current went, it didn't last long. But when the president arrived, there was current. That's why a friend of mine just texting and telling me. He said he was at the airport last night. Sonny got dear ball, this is a new one. That one, yeah, clear. Let me get to Sonic Diabo before I open the telephone lines. They other song, they born and speak deep pastor again. Diabo, good morning.
Good morning, Clarence. How are you, brother?
Good morning, Diabo. I'm playing your newest hit on the blood. What are you really saying in this music? My man got it all about so yeah. I gotta go to university to understand it.
I'll tell you what Basel means.
They want a Basel 408 you boy.
Okay, so actually the title of the song should have been Amonyo Kombluema.
Amonyo Kombluema.
Yeah, but the phrase is a bit longer and it would be difficult for people to catch it very fast. So we use another part of it and say where from. Anybody can say that, whether you understand Basa or not. Amonyo Kombluema means we own this land.
We are the owners of the land.
Yeah. And it says Kabi Mesode Gibi so Nippon rings of Kokoya. A simple now. Now is the original name for Basa.
For Basa, yeah.
So whether you're from Magiri, you're from Bon County, Kokoya, or you're from Riverses, we all speak now.
Amonyo Kombluema. Dear boy, you've been silent for too long, my man. Where was this one recorded?
Well, it was recorded right here. We got a lot of great kids around. All you need to do is tell them what you want and you will get it. Because when I go to the studio, I carry everything with me. With my muff, I tell you to play it. And if I notice that the instrument is playing too much at a certain place, I tell you to reduce it.
Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes the kid get uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, when the result comes, they all get, happy and be like, oh, okay, thank you. Okay. So that it becomes another learning process for the person. So this kid has been on the block for a while, but the good thing about him is he thought that he's not been doing well, so he stopped and then he started to do some study by himself on YouTube. You can learn a lot of things on YouTube if you put your mind to it.
Dear, but let's leave it like that, man. I'll try to bring you sometime next week, and let's look at where you are at the moment, and what you're doing, and we'll talk about this song and what are plans to do additional songs. You the one did our famous both say that song, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Both say that.
I'm here who did that song.
Yeah, both say that. Well, Diabo, thank you so much, man. Son God Diabo, they're talking to us. He has just put up something new right here. That's the one I was playing this morning. We will open the telephone line very, very, very shortly. We understand, man. Actually, the issue about death in the country, all those ones, nobody wants. Will not support that. But we have to be careful. Not to just conclude that when somebody die, we make assumptions, and there is sometimes me and Leto Torso. There is also a perception that the government is doing absolutely nothing about some of these things. No, that's not true. There are evidence of instances where some of these cases have been prosecuted. Take for example, when I was hearing about journalist Taron Brown, right? That case was adjudicated. One janitor, somebody, right? He was convicted and he was sentenced. So as we move about talking about these issues, let's also remind ourselves and remember that the government is also making strides. But these strides will not be possible if we, the Liberian people, do not help the government in finding the evidence to prosecute and convict some of these people. We can now open the lines. I'm opening the lines for 10 minutes because our guest is already here. 0777 700 0555 995 995 and 0770 942817 right there are the numbers to call right on the OK Morning Rush this morning on 99.5. A female line is here, 0886 458 902. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning to the people of Liberia Radio Land.
Yeah.
This is Macklin Renner, and I do call from District 11 to be precise, Banzi SK. Clarence, it's often said that in fact, sake is the straw, not the food, the straw is, but who sit and watch tax and pay the straw. In a sense that in fact, we are all aware of the movement of the right that surround our daily body politics. People been disappearing, and election relationship been going on. But it is incumbent on us as advocates of this society to put on our advocate beyond the geopolitical landscape of this country. I do want to in myself and say that in fact, why now all of those women groups that used to be proactive in the past have become reactive. When was the last time you ever the moment Kaba? When was the last time you ever Miss Brooks? All of them are both advocates of women, but not.
Okay, thank you. But do you expect, in all fairness, let's be honest, even you are advocating now, if you were given a government position, will you be in the government, be advocating at the same time? I don't think so. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah?
Yeah, Clarence, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I call from 540.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Danawali P.
Danawali, let's hear you.
The raping that goes on in this country, to say that something is happening about raping. People are just raping our children in this place and killing our children, and there's no result. Yes, people, men are just killing our children with no result.
No, Danawali, we can't say there is no result. Like I was saying this morning, there are some cases where some of these rapists have been prosecuted and sentenced, and some of them have been arrested and they are beyond bar pending prosecution. So, I'm a parent myself. I got cursed children, 2 of them, love them so much. I wouldn't want anybody raping my child, but I feel the emotion, but sometimes let's leave the sentiment out. Let's not make the situation to look like people are just ripping and absolutely nothing is happening. No, that's not true. Yeah.
The result, the punishment for them is not enough yet. This is the reason why they are continually doing it.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that was why I was even asking whether we could sit around the table as a nation. But there is a punishment, and you know, whether we could look at it, that is another argument. Hello?
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
This is Peter and Peters. I'm calling from Overtown.
All right, Peter Lynn, let's hear you.
Yeah, I just want to concentrate on the issue of Princess Coco. Like, we all are citizens of Liberia. We feel hurt for this incident. And we don't want for to make it like a political issue.
Yeah.
Like Nick said, since the inception of this government, when it comes to killing in Liberia or alleged killing, it's not just the beginning of this government. We have Angel Tokpa, we have Odell Shemo. Those were the diet they were killed here. So there's advocate that we start. It's not just for since the government came into power, but since the foundation of Liberia and those kind of killing have been taking place in Liberia. This is why we are struggling to combat.
Okay,
so we look at this current government and only private aspects.
Okay,
we also forget about political interest or scoring your political goal to fight this with honestly.
Okay, all right, Peter Lynn. Thank you. Yeah, I mean we need to be honest as we go about advocating and doing all these things. Let me take another call from this other line. I'm sorry, I may not take all of you because our guest is already here. Hello?
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
Let me say good morning to the listener following the broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Mark Doko.
Yeah.
And I joined you this morning from the office of the Intellectual Alliance of Liberia.
Okay.
Well, let me appreciate you for the analysis, especially when you talked about the issue about rape and the constant killing in our country. But Clarence, regrettably, I want to extend my sympathy to the family of Princess Coco. We all regret the situation, but we should allow the government come in with the autopsy report before we speculate. I know these things happen, it's unforeseen, but we don't expect these things to happen in our country.
Absolutely.
But let's wait and see what the outcome of the autopsy will bring out.
Yeah, that's true. That's the point. That's the point I'm also making. That we should stop, hastily, speaking to it and those kinds of things. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, Clarence, how you doing?
I'm okay. What's your name?
Yeah, this is Jerry Yimpa, and I called you from South Korea this morning.
Jerry Yimpa from South Korea. Go ahead. Second to the last caller.
Yeah, thank you. What I want to say is that you were asking what community can do. People quick to forget. The president did tell the Liberian people that everybody should buy CCTV camera even though there's no stable currency in the country. So, how people go together with security? The president says inform the Liberian people that we should have our own security. And then the second thing I would like to quickly talk about is you ask for the political party.
Hold it now.
You expect out of them when the executive master protocol, Madam Pinanova Bono, is the chairperson or the president, whatever title they call it. What do you expect out of them? So the entire, coalition of political party will be a big compromise.
Okay. All right, Jerry. Oh, I didn't know Finabono is the chair of Cobwell. That's how they call it. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Denton speaking. You always hear that Denton do not TV.
Madam Denton Pay, the head of the Disabled Commission.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear you, madam.
Thank you, and I happen to also be the secretary for political affairs for the coalition of political parties.
Oh, really?
Definitely. And I will not deny that.
Okay.
I've been with Corporate Center for 2017.
Okay.
What it is that, Clarence, when it comes to the issue of sexual gender-based violence as a whole, there's a national roadmap that was crafted. And like you yourself were saying, the issue of access to justice is something that is going on. But more often, we don't follow up to the end. Like one of the cases I was really able to follow up, and I went on the scene several times with that little girl. Continue to reach out for her called Nina Oshema.
Okay.
And if the family listening, they will follow up. That situation happened right on Joseph Street there, down towards Raleigh Way there. I went to the house and everything. But the issue of person, we got a chat room that all the video Liberians are It happened that morning when I opened up Facebook to post for my son's birthday, and I saw it. I was so shocked. And reading about it, and even from my family. And but we just been so disturbed. But all we've been doing is following up with the police to really see justice and to know what really happened. And for me, the police will be able to definitely find out the fact that you were able to communicate. Even if they get a call log and other things, they can be able to. I'm also disturbed when it comes to business issues.
I was talking in the context that Cobwell itself has been conspicuously silent on most of these issues. Sometimes when the issue happen, we're not saying call and say somebody is wrong, somebody killed if you don't have the facts. But sometimes you can call, you can issue a statement to call the government attention. You can issue a statement for investigation, for prosecution, but you're being silent. Yeah.
Like what happened is, the first thing when we saw it, the first thing we did, because we worked closely along with the nation agenda. So what we did that morning was whether it had been a
who they we you talking about?
Before you talk about the we all worked together along with the nation agenda. So the first thing I did, I went in that room and I asked whether the situation was perfect, whether the ministry is aware, whether they have been something done about it.
Malam pay bill.
So when the issue of coming to speak publicly is true, that we didn't come up publicly to speak, but in me, we are silent.
Yeah. Let me give you classical examples. These are issues you people should be talking about. When they issue about Azevan took by writing something that was denigrating to the first lady that all of us spoke against here, people like you had a press conference, you spoke so passionate because you said it was an insult to women who in Liberia. But we're talking about one other person that follow up phone, you say we're in a chat room, we are making follow-up, they want you making follow-up, but I want y'all having press conference all over the place.
You can have press conferences, like I said,
okay, madam, thank you, madam Pebe, thank you. All right, no, you can't condemn me because I trying to pull your legs this morning from Cowell. Give me the stuff. Something coming here I want to read before we take Venti. She said they're in the chat room talking. Yeah, I agree. You're in the chat room talking, but you're not in chat room. You're calling press conference condemning it. We are hearing that scores of market women have blocked the road right at that time over rice dealers' reported failure to serve them rice. Somebody say they are on the ground right there. What kind of red issue coming here? The red issue in Liberia. Vincent will give me 1 minute. Madam Patricia Logan tries to join me. Let me join her quickly. Then I take her. I like the women voices. In fact, as a matter of fact, in the coming week, we are working along with the Female Journalists Association of Liberia to open, a female desk in our newsroom to amplify the voices of women. Madam Logan, 1 minute. Madam Patricia Logan, are you there?
Yeah, Clarence, I'm here.
Go ahead quickly.
Okay, thank you, Clarence, for giving me the opportunity to speak to our Liberian people. Clarence, call specifically on the death of Princess Cooper. Clarence, I want to say to the audience that are listening to me this morning, Clarence, I want to tell our Liberian people to hold on. The protest that was ongoing yesterday, I saw the eyes of our youth. They were passionate. They meant what they were doing yesterday, and they want the government to respond immediately.
Okay.
I think the government is saying that they are trying at all costs to have this issue resolved. But the one that very clearly, Gareth, the police spokesman should come up and just say something immediately like that without a toxic result.
Okay.
He need not to say that quickly. He needed to wait and see how things will go.
Okay.
If you talk about foul play, no, he has to wait.
Okay.
Let the toxic result come out and let we know what's actually happening.
But again, sometimes it's good for the police to be speaking out, updating out. He said his statement about foul play was that at the moment the police did not see, and like I told you yesterday, they should have actually quoted the coroner jury report, but he said it did that. I didn't follow that anyway.
But Clarence, let me close with this. It needs not to be too fast. Let you work with other institutions to see how they can see how best to know what is not actually happening.
Thank you, Madam Loki. Thank you. All right. Representative Vincent Tinizi Wele is in our studio as I get all about us. I know Vincent in a second. Understand the man called Deepo again, my man. Representative Vincent Wele is chairperson of the Bassa Legislative Caucus. I don't know, I should say chairman, but I know he's a ranking member of the WASH Legislative Caucus at the House of Representatives. He's here this morning. We'll talk about WASH and other issues. Vincent, it's good to have you. Good morning.
Good morning, Clarence, and let me say...
You have to... go ahead, Vincent. Yeah, it's okay.
Good morning, Clarence, and let me say good morning to the people of Mama and Liberia. And good morning to the OKFM family too as well.
Oh, you forget today? Say good morning again. Something left.
The people always started to this.
Today we started now We Nation.
It is.
What True Confirmation is the Minister of Information and we want to have Joe there.
Oh yeah.
We
is a nation. It's a nation within a nation.
Why you call it We Nation? Fancy, let me ask you today.
Let me say to you, Clarence, you are educated man. Everywhere to define what a nation is, you will understand why we call we a nation. People with one culture, people with one love, and unity, the hospitality in we, and it's just difficult to bring our dirty clothes outside, because the kind of way we are one family. And so
I see what Judah can be behind me for to carry the show back to Compound 2.
Judah enjoy we the other time.
Yeah.
So that's the main reason. So people would think that when we say we nation, we talk about we republic. Some of them wrong with the idea, but it is a nation because the way we think and the way our people behave and the way they are so passionate about moving we from one point to another, and that is why. And so nationally and even outside Liberia now, people have got to know we to be a nation.
We nation.
Yeah.
Vincent, how is your district, by the way?
Well, wonderful. I'm preparing. We'll be going on break today. Yeah. So I'm also preparing to leave. For the. I'm preparing to leave over the weekend. Of course, by Sunday will be the 5th graduation ceremony of the adult literature school we established.
Okay.
So the first batch of 12 graders will be graduating on Sunday, and then we will roll them over to our scholarship program at the community college. So Sunday I have to be there.
Oh, you graduate the school that time?
Yeah, that's
the women.
Yeah, the first
so
graduate.
So it's still running.
It's still running, Clarence. It's been running for the past 5 years, and people doubted it. They took it to be a joke.
Wow.
But successfully.
I mean, honestly, when we went there that time to do the show, I thought it was a political project.
Oh no!
Because you had just one.
No.
I thought you were trying to cosmeticize.
So Sunday will be the first 12th grade graduation. We've been graduating 9th grader, pushing them over to 10th grade, but Sunday will be the first graduation for the 12th grader. And guess what? And all of them went to the wax, and all of them make a pass. Nobody failed, and that is why we are so happy, and we think that to some extent we have achieved with the issue of education, and we're rolling them over now to go to college. Most of them are women. They are getting prepared because the reason we established that adult literature school was to empower the women. Like I always say, my mother did not go to school. So when I see our young girls, our mother who are now in school, and they're fighting to raise money for their kids, it's so challenging. So because of that, we just added another one. We added a skill training program there. So that if you just graduate from high school and you think it's enough, you don't want to go to college, like what we're doing on our program, our scholarship program at the community college. And so we take you to the skill training program to learn tie dyeing, soap making, and different baking and other stuff so that you can continue your life. So with that, when your husband is hustling and bringing in $50, you will be able to bring in at least $10, $25. And that's the kind of way of empowering our women.
Who's paying these teachers, Vincent?
Myself, from my pocket.
You pay them?
5 years now I've been paying.
How many are they?
40 some more because the school is, as they continue to increase, you know that you can have one man just teaching all through. So our challenges were the issue of the sciences. So I was able to go to the plantation there, and I spoke with a few young guys that were there teaching those sciences, and convinced them to come over since it was a nice school, so that after their regular classes, they would just come and join us. And of course, we successfully did that. So we are very good in the sciences now. I was able to take one of a very brilliant young sons of the district from here, and he agreed to go back home. He's now the vice principal of the school for instruction. So he's actually doing well there with the school. So things are really, really improving. The women are so happy, and you can join me Sunday if you want to, because that will be the graduation ceremony, the first 12th grade graduation ceremony.
Unfortunately, I had to kind of work on Monday, so I can't join you Sunday.
So now you miss the activity.
You miss
the activity in the nation.
Provide chapel in the nation. Look at trouble.
You miss all of the activity in the nation.
This guy is so passionate about we. I mean, I like Vincent. Vincent love the place.
The thing is,
Vincent, did you like we the way you like it now when you were not a representative?
Clarence, as anybody that know me, I was in Monrovia here going to school. Every other time I would be back home, I played for the Wii team.
Okay.
When by that time it was called Cameroon.
All right.
So it was a district team. And you imagine, the LAC used to have a team there called Sofinco. Because you know LAC now is on one group they call Sofinco LAC. So they had a team. For every time we play on the team, they would say, look, gentlemen, you can't we put your own salary and this, that. And we were a group of passionate young guys who refused to go play for the company team and take money. Really? So most of the time, I just used to go back home and play for the team. Every time for vacation, I used to be back home. Until I left, and then I went to the Arrow. When I came back and graduated from college and started professional life, started to reach out to friends. And that's the only play I know. That's the only part of basketball I know. And guess what? Most of my investment I've had is in we. It's not outside we. Because I know that one of these days, the only place I have to go rest is in we. Out of my investment, I don't have much. I've not even built a house in Buchanan City yet. So all of my houses in we.
That's good.
The 3 houses I have, they are all in we. And every administrative district will have a house there.
Okay, let's move on. You spoke on. Is there anything you're doing in we right now other than that Sunday graduation? Any big project that's touching the lives of your people at the moment?
The bigger project we have for now is the skill and vocational training program we've launched. It's a 3-month skill training program. Currently, we have a 400.
It's exclusive from this school
it's exclusive from the night school. It's exclusive from the adult legislative program. I said because we realized that people will graduate, and because most of them think that the only thing they wanted was just high school paper. And some of them will not want to go to college because the kids, they have got plenty of children. They don't have the time to be living from we to Buchanan City, transportation challenge, and so forth. So some of them will just lay back. And to not just allow them graduating from the adult legislative school programming from the night school, having gotten their diploma, high school diploma, and then allowing them to just sit home. What we decided to do is to create another program, which is the skill training program. And then where they are currently going on, it was the program I wish on Rokofa went to go launch. The deputy speaker was in the district. He launched that program. And since he launched the program, immediately we started, and it's still going on. So it's 3 months. We by the end of this, by next month, we want to add a driving school there, so that some of the young guys who will graduate and don't want to go to college, and then we just roll them over. So it's a form of empowering them, and not just graduating from high school and we just release you in the community. We want to roll you over to the skill training program or to our college program, the scholarship program at the University, Grand Bassa University. That will empower them to get equipped for the future. Because those that want to graduate from college, they will go right on our scholarship program at the community college, Grand Bassa University.
You already have a program there running?
Yeah, I started running our scholarship program since 2015. Since 2015, I've been running my scholarship program.
You saying that was before the elections?
Way back before the election. It's 2014 when John died. Our former Senator Whitfield.
John Francis Whitfield.
Yeah, I think it was 2013. 2013.
May 2013.
2013. So immediately when John died, this is how the scholarship program came up. When John died, most of the young people have rushed to me. They were being thrown out of school and nobody could pay their fees. So they came to me because he had a scholarship program running. So all of them came to me and look, you're the only person who can help us now. We need you to help us. And that one I paid the first money to the college account, and then they went to school. The following semester they came back. So I said, but then this thing I need to just continue rather than just leaving it. So since late 2013, because John died, immediately the children started having transportation challenge. So if you were to go to the college today, among us lawmakers, I have the ODA scholarship there since 2013.
I like that.
So and up to current people I graduated just yesterday. My staff and I were just looking through the list. We've already have a structure there. Somebody there who on Issa KK is a journalist. I think he's there. When you went to he was there with you. Okay. He's the acting president of the scholarship program, committee. So he's there. It's a whole team we set up, and so they meet and have conversation among themselves, monitor each other, because people feel when you pay the fees and you got the money enough from them, some of them don't want to go to school. So if you're not going to school and not school in a grade, will drop you. So that's the kind of structure we have in place. So since 2013 years, we've been
still in Bassa. I'm hearing about the county council sitting, and I seen some folks on social media saying, "But how will hold a sitting? Vincent Wine is the chairman, he the secretary, he the co-chair, one man." And what is it, Vincent? Is that true?
There will always be political climates. Like I always say, I've come to serve. And
because Lawrence Chair can mark you the hair, man.
No, yeah, Lawrence is one of the folks from one of our offices. A smart young man too. I don't have issue with people's view. Like I always say, you have your view, but one thing you will know is that since we took over the caucus as acting chair, we brought total stability. We do participatory leadership. We do consultative leadership. We don't just go and take decision and because we say, oh yeah, you are just the hair among peers. You're leading senators. In fact, you're leading people's majority of them who are older than you. So that leave the issue of leadership. You have to consult them. So even the county sitting should have been on Friday and Saturday. Okay. Having realized that we lost our former superintendent, we have eminence.
You mean Ellie Nye?
Okay. And her burial over the weekend. You have several eminent citizens who have passed to and a burial over the weekend. We went by and said, locally, can we postpone the sitting because as county official we have to be there whatsoever way, whether through Zoom or different means, we have to monitor our fallen government official. And then we got overwhelming support that we should move the county sitting from Friday and Saturday to Monday and Tuesday. So it's nothing that we just do. Besides that,
so the other leaders of the county in the caucus are aware.
They are aware. We've communicated that to the superintendent already. So by Monday and Tuesday will be the county council sitting.
Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, Monday and Tuesday.
You got some money now in your coffers.
Yeah, we have some money. Normally our money comes from Metal Steel and county development funds. Okay, and so we have a lot of projects going on. Our leadership, there are a lot we've done. We've had meeting. The county have contacted GAC. We have had conversation with GAC to ensure that there's proper audit. It's not an issue of witch hunting. The superintendent and his team, they are all aware. We are all in sync that we should audit the county to know and say and be financially disciplined. And, accountability. We need to let our people know. So the council sitting by Monday, we have to inform our people how many dollars we and the GAC concluded.
I hope you will not do it other time where somebody will war again. But anyway, those processes are always heated. It's a political process.
More especially the one that this year is about election. Every 3 years the PMC has to go to election. Yeah. They too, some of them start writing against me, removing people. How come I won't remove people? Though we have the higher delegate, we got the biggest delegate.
How many?
So we have 20 delegates. It depends how we set the structure.
We is a statutory.
Yeah, besides being statutory, we is the only district in Bassa with 3 administrative districts.
Yeah, that's why I say it's a statutory. So it's a composition of other districts.
Yeah, but still there are other statutory districts. I just want you to know that even Mamiri district has a statutory district or Niklin statutory district. Okay. But it has only 2 administrative districts.
So yours?
Mine have 3 administrative districts in a city. So if we were to say 5-5%,
how do you get your delegates?
So we say 5-5%, right?
How do you get your delegates?
So I don't select the delegates. No lawmaker select the delegates. We read the superintendent and say, inform the commissioners to select the delegates. The only thing the commissioner do is to work in sync and say, these are the people who bring in. We say, okay, go ahead. I don't personally get involved into my delegate selection. When they get at the sitting, I have meeting with them. They are living. I said, gentlemen, how do you feel? What are some of the projects you think we can fight for? So every time we have 5-5.
That process will be heated.
So let me, I have 20. So the other rest have on a road show.
We're voting right.
Yeah, 20 delegates because 5-5. So 3 administrative districts is
Way,
15.
man. Most of the time, you're influence no thing about. You don't have meeting before going to the city.
But
Clarence,
like what I just said, there will always be meeting at the sitting. Because you, as a representative, you need to work with your people.
Okay, Vincent, let's leave that. Let's move to the main issue why I have called you here. I know we'll talk about the conference in Senegal, but firstly, give us an understanding of the WASH Legislative Caucus.
So, before I got elected, may her soul rest in peace, the likes of the late Honorable Coley and Honorable Mona Penon Youngblood, and a few other lawmakers, Honorable Fala and other senators, Senator Kape, and a few senators before I got elected. So civil society actors headed by Tumete Kpe and a few other people decided to push the issue of WASH from 2015, then 2014 and 2015. And then when the bill was being submitted, the bill went into committee room. Of course, you know how sometimes legislative politics is like, it stays so long until they work around some lawmaker and senator and they decide to formulate the idea of WASH Legislative Caucus. The year they established that Legislative Caucus in 2016 and in 2017, the act was passed in the both houses. When we got elected, before we got elected, civil society went to our various communities and interacted with the community approach. So when I was contesting, they brought something they call the pledge card to say when you get elected as representative, sign that you will support WASH activity. From my district, I was the only person I can recall that signed up to that pledge card. There were other contestants that refused to sign. So I signed up to the pledge card that if I win this election, having known that the issue of water is life and water is everything. So when something is everything, it means it must be prioritized. So because I signed on it and I was going to support WASH activity, not knowing I will be elected. So when I got elected, immediately when we took over 2018, I saw Tumete Kpe and the civil society people knocking my door. They say, yeah, it's the card that you signed on that you are going to support WASH activity. We have now come for you to join. That's how I joined in and I became the co-chair of the WASH Legislative Caucus. From that day till current, and also being committee chairman on natural resources, I know very well water is part of it. And because we from rural area know the issue of sanitation, hygiene, and water as a whole, it affects every part of Liberia. And so I was so passionate about it. And so that's how it started. It started with some lawmakers, like I said, may also rest in peace, Honorable Youngblood, and Honorable Baron Zanwe, and a few other representatives, joined with senators before I got elected. That was in 2017. So I joined in 2018, and then I became the co-chair of the WASH Legislative Caucus.
So who's the chair?
The chair is Senator Kape.
Senator Kape is the chair. But how can the chair and the co-chair can come
so
on one country?
That's a different because already
it's a coincidence?
It's a coincidence because I'm marrying that chair.
Okay.
I'm marrying that chair. And most of the times when I laugh, I say, Mama, you myself on the same country, how can it be?
Yeah.
But our colleagues and we've been moving together, we've been having support, there have been some
Are you in any way working with the WASH Commission? Are you passionate about WASH issues?
Oh yeah. Clarence, we left on here with a few senators and one of the senators that just joined us and very much passionate about WASH activities, and Senator Smith, Jevan Smith. He was with us and Senator Medon Tiaji. They were with us in Ganta when we just had the recent workshop to carve what we call the handbook. The handbook that was just launched in Senegal, in Dakar. Senator Smith, Senator Tiaji, and Representative Zanwe, Representative Paul, Representative Ava Jones, and a few other representatives. We were all in Ganta for 2 days. And that way we have serious workshop and have conversation. We were looking at the entire country to see how best we can contribute and to ensure that WASH will be heavily supported across the country, that we take the issue of water very serious. Sanitation and hygiene as well, very serious. And that is why you saw my letter to plenary requesting that all concessions, all companies that operate in Liberia and using water and discharging water, they must pay for it. It's what the act says. And that is why we're pushing. With that, government will raise revenue. People should not see it like, like a wish on no. That, for instance, you have beer factory. Beer factory cannot operate with all water. Firestone cannot operate with all water. Even in my district, LAC cannot operate with all water. The bigger concession, Big Mountain, MNG Go, and they cannot, for metal steel, they are discharging water, they must pay for it. That's a form of raising revenue. And when that revenue is being raised, it will go to national cover. Maybe on a percentage basis, WASH Commission will have something to ensure that there are pipe bomb water boreholes in those communities where concessions are paying for the fees. So you take away the burden from the national government, you shift it to WASH Commission. So you will see WASH Commission, and say for instance you went to LAC, and then LAC is paying for the discharge of water and the use of water. WASH Commission now will go there and say, look, this is what your fees getting you. So you go in the community and start having hand pumps. So the issue of water now, will reduce. You start paying for some garbage and sanitation, all of this in the WASH Commission will handle it. So in my mind, the best way to go is on a percentage business.
On a percentage
Yeah,
business.
so that WASH Commission will have some to infuse that money into the community. So you're not be seeing that people just paying money and and nothing they getting
so the
from
community
it.
will feel an impact of company's operation.
And the company too will feel happy that the fees they paying, they see in the outcome in the community.
Okay.
And that will be
let's
one of
talk
the best
about
ways
the
in my mind.
Senegal conference. What was it?
The Senegal conference is called the World Water Forum.
Okay.
Is I wish people
the
from
World Water Forum.
Yeah, the World Water Forum. So everybody from across the world, all major actors with respect to water, and they are there and they're doing different exhibitions. We had the president of Senegal, and Mr. Honorable Sarr, President Sarr,
Macky
Sall was there. He was at the opening ceremony. We have international guests, and we have the keynote of the Netherlands, special envoys on water, and they call him Wenger. And he was there too as well, and a lot of people from.
And I saw a clip of your introduction when you mounted the podium.
Oh yeah, so
I say the boy for the We Nation.
So at that program, Liberia, and let me say thanks to Liberia dedication, headed by Bobby Wilfie. Bobby Wilfie did very well. We have civil society group there, and they wanted to hear from Liberia how we made it. And Liberia and Uganda is the only country that have had WASH legislative caucus in Africa.
Okay, Liberia and Uganda.
Yeah,
that was a good showcase.
So Liberia, they were using Liberia. Liberia was there to showcase how we made it, and then how legislatively we started, and then also on the
Okay, I see why you took the stand. So you were sharing experience.
So
as a consultant now.
Yeah, so on the Wavy was there. Wavy was there to explain what's the benefit they have gotten from the establishment of the Wild Legislative Caucus. Imagine you can know for the WASH Commission to be appointed. You saw our push. We were all on radio here and showing that the president and appointed the commission. So civil society actors were there. And then finally, we proposed the idea of establishing the Global WASH Parliament, which was accepted by many colleagues from around the world. So in our room where you saw, they were all parliamentarians. You have people from Uganda, people from Senegal, from Namibia, from Chad, and all parts of the world. US also have a US Congress now on WASH. So US just follow suit right after Liberia.
Congressional committee
on WASH. Yeah. So they are prepared to have an interaction with Liberia, to share views with Liberia too as well, and be able to support the WASH sector. So it's a big thing that going on, because water now, there was a section we had called water is politics.
Did you take the Banga Declaration there?
Yeah, the Banga Declaration was well spoken about. We discussed that, about what the Banga Declaration is something that we all must consider. To have open defecation free, it's one of the things. And thank God you were there as a journalist to follow. You can have.
I'm one of the signatories.
Yeah, so you cannot have people using the bush.
Yeah.
When rainfall, it strips away everything and takes it back into the creek and the stream. And there are other people down by the river drinking that. And so we are fully aware that when all of these things, concessionaires are paying money, we will succeed at. Before 2025, we'll be good.
Open defecation free.
We will be open defecation free. Trust me, the issue of hygiene, sanitation, water is a serious business. People are taking it very serious.
Since you
the Netherlands, there will be another conference.
Okay.
There will be another conference called the World Water Conference. We will be held in Indonesia.
That one in Senegal was the World Water Forum. That one it will be the conference.
Yeah, that will be the conference. I wish now probably we have established the World WASH Parliament. So at that
I know Liberia will play a major role in leadership.
Liberia now is playing a major lead now with the establishment of the Africa WASH Parliament, the World WASH Parliament. Liberia taking center stage. Every day we have opened a group chat to ensure that we pull people inside different countries. And we are all moving in one direction. There was a forum called Water is Politics Forum. And that Water is Politics Forum, all lawmakers realize that outside of water, it will be difficult for them. And we as legislators, we must take charge of ensuring that the executive provide water for our people. And that is why we continue to push. So the Netherlands is sponsoring it. I don't know, Kazakhstan will be hosting the World Water Conference. They are sponsoring that as well, the World Water Conference. So it will be a big conference where you have presidents from all around the world will attend that conference. We're hoping that our president will be part of that conference in Jakarta to ensure that the issue of water, to push and make a clear statement on the issue of water, sanitation and hygiene. So we have several presidents from around the world in Jakarta, and we are trying to ensure, push everything, work around the executive that the president, because he's been given invitation to be part of that waterfront.
I'm just thinking, as you move to county council sitting on Monday in Basa, will you think about that area?
Oh yes, that's one of the things, and that's why we have a work the water aid. The water aid, you have one John Ophir is one of the consultants, one of the bigger players in the water in the water sector, who is willing to work with us. So we're going to ask the superintendent to work with institutions and the local NGOs that are into water business, so that we can at least support them and give them a little subsidy, and that will ensure we have wash in school. The superintendent and his team can lead that, wash in school, wash in public places. Those are things we need. Females are heavily affected. If you were to go to school bathrooms, you see the bathrooms so messed up. How our girls will use the bathroom. You don't have good sanitation. Go to most of the public high schools. You will know that the issue of wash in school is very much important. So yes, we will ensure that that portion we have, at least start with the beginning with little cash that we can put in the school and make sure that we can start with wash in school or wash in public places. We could consider it that way. That will be monitored by the administrative team of the county.
Okay. Representative Vincent Willie of electoral district number what?
Number 4. If you forget, just a we.
Number 4 in Grand Bassa County. He chairs the legislative caucus. He's a ranking member and in fact co-chair of the legislative caucus on water, sanitation, and hygiene. Returned from Senegal recently, where he was participating in the World Water Forum. I know once we're talking about water, Mo Ali will call. I know Mo will call.
So let me say thanks to Mo, because Mo, I didn't reference Mo.
Okay.
Mo is one of the guys who actually pushed for us to be where we are today. So okay. Mo recommended the guy talk about John Ophir.
Okay.
And sorry, Mo, I didn't mention that. Mo.
So let's open the telephone line and coincidental. This one I call the man already on my line. 0777 700-995, 0770-942-817, and 0555-995-995. Mo Ali, you can walk with your name, my man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you to Honorable Vincent Willie. I am so happy for his representation and the passion with which he is taking it. And he has made some really good, important points, relative to companies and business institutions here.
Mm-hmm.
Clarence, if we do this water thing right, the Honorable Willie is saying, you will have less fortunate community not paying for water, because affluent communities pay at the minimum or cost, where you have less affluent communities getting water services, because water should be for everyone. Now, all of those places that he called, Beer Factory, Firestone, the hotels, even government ministries, they should be all by law. They should be able to take water from water and sewer. And even if you have a borehole, once you are using a certain quantity of water, you must be able to pay some fees to it.
Okay.
Water and sewer are supposed to be contributing to the budget rather than taking away from the budget. And I'm happy that Honorable Willie is pushing this. I hope they can really push for us to have our water champions in the Senate too, to join them. He is leading this process, and I'm sure he will have a big say even on the World Forum and in Africa. Thank you, Vincent. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Hello.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to Honorable Vincent Willie. Our incoming program is the Grand Bassa County 2009.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're fooling. Go ahead. Hey, go ahead.
Thank you very much. To the legitimate caucus chair of Grand Bassa County. Good morning, sir.
But who talking about illegitimacy here? But my man, go ahead, man. Let me take all the call back.
Thank you very much, Clarence. Let me say thanks to our honorable lawmaker. I'm so So he pressed the ball, the watch forum, the one he just played. And I see that Grand Bassa County will benefit a lot. And Labrador large. And thank
That's how you gone. I mean that one. I'm touch your line. Looking at we are anyway. Let's take another call right here. Hello.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
Yeah, and let me say good morning to Honorable Blessing Willie, the caucus chair. My name is Ishmael J. Delaney, and I'm from Monrovia, Central Monrovia. Clarence, I have my father that comes from Diesel Time, and my mother from Mangibi, specifically Kafia Time. But I normally venture within Mangibi because I got a farm there and I'm working on it. But for the period of time, I have noticed that in terms of defecation and dialogue or sanitation, I've been a serious tragedy within Mangibi that is neighboring Monserrado. It was amazing to know that people there are still drinking water from creek. People there are still undergoing this open defecation. So I think that his representation is highly laudable. I know his ability. But I want for the caucus, the Watch caucus, to focus on at least Mangibi. Let's try to have a target on some of those places so that the implication of their working can be manifest.
Okay, can be manifest. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Master got a joint conversation from the community.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to commend Representative Bentley Willie for how although I'm here for Grand Bassa, but it's working, I follow closely. And people from there, they always praise the working within the district. I want you to continue in good work.
Okay. Thank you, yeah, thank you. Let's go. Hello?
Hello?
What on that? Hello? I ain't ready, yo. You say what? Got it, but. Hello?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Samuel Etigala, Dukoy, Chigotan.
Yes, Samuel.
I want to say good morning to our lawmaker or Honorable Etig with the second. We are so proud of him, happy, and our death political leader to be for Grand Bassa County. I want to say let him continue his good work.
Okay. Thank you, yeah. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Clarence Jackson.
Yeah.
This is Bananos running in and I phone in from Morocco. Yeah,
Hey.
this is Bananos and I phone in from Morocco.
Benano, you left the country, my man. Go ahead.
Hello? Yeah, sure.
Oh, Benano's there from Morocco, finding it difficult to get through. Hello?
Good morning, Clarence.
Yeah?
Yeah, let me say good morning to the honorable man. Yeah, quickly to the issue. I think Flomo and John is conversation on the specifics.
Okay.
Let me say of everything to raise a very salient point. Strengthen the issue of water sanitation in various schools. And this is very much coming out to the growth and development of this country. I think that if WASH can take the initiative to go to school to teach our children these things, the importance of water, because statistics has shown that 99.9% of women around the world is from water. So when our children start to understand the importance of water, I think they will help them. Because nowadays that you go to the rural area, even in Monserrado, people are dedicating water, and the practice do a lot of things, and it reaches to a point that our children are drinking that is now hydrated.
Okay, thank you. Hello?
Good morning, Clara.
Good morning.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you for allowing me. I really appreciate that.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I know. Thank you for allowing me.
Oh.
It is Edward
What is that?
Edward and Joe. I call you from my resident in Kuburoso Rata.
But the way you get talking, you know it, I know. You know me?
I know that I use the illegal line. I say I know and you know. I have to go on the line. I go and you can thank you.
Go ahead, Chief. Sometimes that's how we act. Go ahead.
My name is Edward. Thank you for that. You know, for me, I'm a grandpa, so anyway, I'm going somewhere called Chubuta. I think you know that around the Pompa area there. Where I was born. I never been there before. I think it was 1 year ago before I went there. I think you should tell you one now.
did it. One of those are now also painting with it. I just imagine when your context is 2017, but after your election, they so much on my political leader and my Liberal Party, so that they actually fly away from him, but he's a good guy. And I want to do that, trying to maybe one of my not to get rid of him. Sorry, but it seems to be those stuff. But also be that done. It seems to be popular in that district, really. He really is a popular guy.
So you just leave it.
So I'm not going for honest. I would not ready. And I would like to be removed. I mean, I know you will not be removed. He's a tough guy. But I just see my connectivity issue. I would appreciate it.
You might not go on CDC ticket, eh? Thank you. But you say you're not supporting the man, but you know the man will win. So I don't know what you do. Why you just forget it? Okay, the man say he know you will win, but I CDC thing when you try now. Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Finally.
Yeah, Clarence. There is someone Barrico here, Abraham Peters.
Yeah. What they call Barrico?
The Baron re-election movement.
Yeah. What they call Barrico?
Former Barrico chair.
What they call Barrico? Now me I know tell.
Our chairman for Baron re-election at that time when we went against him in the district.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I said I'm a comment of Representative Williams for that representation that he did at the conference.
Okay.
He has given some good points, and I think if the government can follow suit and take children in issue, I think we'll raise some money.
Okay. Thank you. I'm not taking any more calls. I will go right here on the line. Not on the line, but let me see some of the messages we receive here. O'Neill Bestman says, good morning. My appreciation to the Honorable Willie for all these table discussions on WASH. But the community will not feel the impact if nothing physical on the ground. We need to construct more hand pumps, latrine facilities, and engage in regular garbage collection in communities and schools. The Red Cross is an available partner with great expertise and tangible evidence on the ground, but only need the support of everyone. We need his support at the Bassa sitting, as we will be presenting a paper there. So the Red Cross people are telling you that they will be making a presentation at the Bassa County sitting, and they will need the support of the Bassa County Legislative Caucus headed by Tinizi Vincent with it. Let's go on to our patient. He says, Sherman Chase said, I want to believe that someone is involved in the death of that young lady, but it seems like government is afraid of the aftermath of such result. Who knows that might happen to property it is from. Jason Gonga says, the issue with Liberia is the problem of comprehension. They are quoting Mr. Moses Carter wrongly as per his statement when he said, as for now, there is no preliminary evidence found on the body. It doesn't mean that the case have come to a close. Alex Dizo says, God bless you, leader. Honorable Vincent Samuel Tinizi waited the second. He says that. George Lamandan says, good morning, Piso, and morning, Honorable Willie. I'm following from the civilized community in District Number 11, GSA Road. Let me see what somebody's writing something concerning our discussion here. Otherwise, we move ahead. James Naplak Bozo Fala said, thanks so much, Comrie Vincent Willie, for positively representing outside of Liberia. You are doing well. Makuhi says that. Thanks for the representation, sir. Vincent Tinizi Willie, I'm proud of you. This hard-working legislator, Emmanuel Kuna Ulefa. Vincent, let's come back to you.
So thank you, Clarence. Let me say thanks to all of the callers. Before moving forward, there's something I just want to flag that has to do with the environment. You know, I'm also a member of the World Climate Parliament. Okay. And so what we've done is that we have a web that and I'd like to say thanks to Honorable Johnson Gueglo, who initially flagged that. So we're moving on establishing the Liberia Climate Parliament, which we have Senator Umbo, we have Senator Lawrence and Honorable Ellen Atto Rare and a few other colleagues running with that. You know, the issue of climate is one of the things that we can now overlook, because everywhere now we see the issue of climate is one of the issues now. There's a wave that blowing across the world now with the issue of WASH. So those are the two key things that was being discussed, WASH and the issue of climate. But I'd like to say thanks to everyone. We And thank God you're a journalist, and I think you can spread that message to some of your colleagues so that they can start to educate our people with the issue of open defecation. Even in Monrovia, you hear people say, I want flat doodle board. Those who even have latrine in it, they have fresh toilet, everything, they will still go in the street, sit there and use a plastic and say flying doodle board. We need to stop those things. And that's the only way the environment will be okay. We have everything free. Government cannot do all. Like somebody talk about, one of the colors talking about us supporting them. Yes, we need to do that. The legislature is not only expenditure arm of government. What we can do is, what we're proposing to government is for us to have a sharing ratio where the executive through the Ministry of Finance will ensure that, look, yes, the money can be paid, that the Wash Commission or the Water and Sewer or whichever entity will be able to take portion of that money, and they will be able to build hand pumps and so forth in the community. Those are the kind of things we need to do. If we don't do that, trust me, for us to even have open defecation free, it will be difficult. And be assured the legislature passed a law signed by the president that is all entity. The use of water on climate. Again, if you go to all of the area and you see people now, they're doing borehole, they're selling water, they sachet water, they need to pay for the water. And that's a huge area government can raise revenue. They need to pay for it. You just need to attach meter there and they pay for it. Though it will be something small now as compared to the BB concession, but at least something coming from there where those money can be used for us to build hand pumps and different things, pay latrine, places to have sanitation, hygiene, very free for our people. Before now, you were there. It's part of the UN General Assembly. Go 6. You know that.
Yeah.
So journalists, we almost join the campaign as we pushing from the angle of the legislature. The media should push it, and I know you're very strong in that, and you're signatory to that. So we're asking you now.
Man, bring me on my knee now.
No, but you need to push. Take all your signatures. So if it doesn't, if that message does not resonate, we'll hold your feet to the fire. Because it's gonna be journalists. The same way I can hold the lady feet to the fire.
Hold our feet.
We'll hold
no,
your
but
feet
this
to
is
the fire.
a national cause. And
so,
all of us must join.
And water is everything, Clarence. If anything you want to do in the world, you must attach water. There is nothing you will do that you will not use water. And that's the importance of water. But we overlook it. We don't take it very serious. And Westgate Clement have added there. We need to take everything sooner, very serious. Other than that, soon and very soon, you and I will be seated here and we will have serious challenge. So I'd like to say thanks to all of the callers who have called. Let us join the campaign. And I'd like to say thanks to the chairman and members of the Watch Legislative Caucus. And let us continue to push. We have had big fish coming on board. We have the Netherlands already willing to work with Liberia. We had the U.S. Congress already willing to work with Liberia. They should have been part of the program. They should have even invited the Watch Caucus to the USA, but because the whole fight in between what they got in Putin and UNO group, they have
Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah, informed all that. Look, we need to cool down a little bit, but we are in line with the U.S. Watch Congress and also the Netherlands and other big countries. I was in Senegal, and trust me, while I was shocked. Let me just say this: there are a few young people I saw in Parliament across the world in Senegal.
Very young.
Very young. I saw a 25 years old girl there in Senegal.
A 25-year-old woman.
25 years old. A woman. 25 years old. And I was like,
very young.
Very young. I was sending you the photo. Very young. They had another one from Chad.
Why you want to know? I want to see your photo.
No, but you don't see. Because in Liberia, when young people contest it, we try to say different things about it, but I can tell you.
But let alone young lord because
thank God he entered on Mazakwe because we have taken Watch to the ECOWAS Parliament and we want them to support us at the Parliament. At the Parliament, they accepted it. So we have members of the Watch. We have members of the Watch. The chairman is part of the ECOWAS Parliament, and let me say thanks to the ECOWAS Parliament, the speaker and members of the ECOWAS Parliament for accepting that their next sitting they will include the issue of Watch. So I think Africa and West Africa are taking it very serious now. So
the men do have to push it in. So the men can't even say the Parliament they will push it.
Push it that taking very much.
Very well, that's back. I see Ben and just pushing it. Vincent William of Grand Baza County District 4. We're taking a very short break. When we come back here, the chairperson of the Houses Committee on Investment, Representative Clarence Kotu Massaquoi, is already here. Point, and Big Brother Bolet Cooper. He's the Assistant Director for Supervision at the Central Bank of Liberia. Cooper, you are celebrating your birthday today. Happy birthday to you. That's this man, Bolet Cooper, Assistant Director for Supervision, Central Bank of Liberia. Celebrating his birthday. I wanted to lay my hand on one, it's a Bambi song, but probably, I don't know. Amoyon Kombloma. Amoyon Kombloma. Oh, we take down the music and Representative Masakwa will just give me 2 minutes quickly. Our reporter Morris Woletti is somewhere around the Clarendon area. We're hearing some business people, I don't know, probably are agitating because rice dealers don't want to give them rice to get on the local market or what. Morris, good morning.
Good morning, Clarence, good morning.
Morris, where are you at the moment?
Well, I'm here, currently here in Vartown, most especially in front of Fuatab Incorporated. That's one of the rice suppliers store here right in Vartown.
Okay.
Where schools of Liberians, men including women this morning, block the road leading from Douala to Easttown and the road leading from Easttown to Douala as well.
No, first question. Is the road open now?
Yes, the presence of the police, just a few minutes ago, the police just arrived on the scene and then they were able to open the road. So there's a little flow of traffic right now.
Now, why did they close the road?
Well, when we spoke with the spokesperson this morning, just a few minutes ago, his name is Juan Nick. He said that for the past 3 weeks, every time they go to the various rice suppliers to get any supply from for their stores, the suppliers always telling them that we are sorry. But let's wait tomorrow. All of you put their name down, and then when they go the next day, they cannot get supply. So the band doing that for the past 3 weeks, and then I called to him. Their action this morning is intended to call on the government of Liberia because they are calling to him. They are hearing that the suppliers of rice in Liberia, they want to hard price of rice on the market.
Have you spoken to any of the importers or the suppliers, if I may say?
No, we're trying to get to some of them, but due to the action of the protesters this morning, some of them lost their stores and their shops as well. So we are not seeing around, but we exert all effort to get to some of them to know as to whether what the protesters are saying, whether that's true or not.
Okay, Morris Woletti there. The best thing to do, yes, you have to move all out and reach to some of the people. Yes, I started hearing about the rice business. Somebody told me last night, Clarence, in the next coming weeks, rice business will be hard. And I was saying, why? I mean, we have rice in the country. Why would somebody want? What will be the how do you call it thing? Excuse. Rice too coming from Ukraine too, or what? Representative Clarence Mansikwe is here as our guest this morning. One-time venture being a deputy speaker, put up a very good fight. But in legislative politics, number matters. He's a long-standing member of the ECOWAS Parliament, if I like to say that. He chairs the House's Committee on Investment, and he's been to B Mountain and other investment areas. And I listened to him talk tough when he went to B Mountain, and he said, "Listen to me, moving for the interests of the people matters." Is he sure of that? Is the committee sure of that? He will, for me, I would say he will provide education about this whole Asla mental thing we're hearing about. House of Representatives acted, Senate, Senate back, or the Joint Committee made recommendation is going back across the road to the executive for renegotiation. What all those things are about, he will tell us. Representative Massaquoi, good morning.
Well, Clarence, thank you very much. It's an honor to be here. It's an opportunity that we have once in a while to appear, especially when it becomes extremely necessary to provide some very critical information for the public and for the people that we serve. So thank you for this opportunity. And yes, once upon a time I attempted a...
No, you know, every time we read in legislative history, we always reference that.
I attempted to be Deputy Speaker. You know, Clarence, I believe in destiny. I did not win by that time, and I've always appreciated my colleagues, those who stood with me and those who didn't see in my way that time. I've tried to build relationship across. I see it as an opportunity deferred. Who knows? Destiny could just bring it, maybe a bigger one. So. But I'm honored to be seated in the role I play now as chairman on the House's Committee on Investment, which is also a very critical area serving our people. So thank you for this invite. And you said education. Well, I hope it is, but I think it will be a matter of providing information for the public, because I think the public deserves to know what is happening up the Capitol building.
Absolutely, and that's the reason why at some point in time I'm struggling over education and information, since you sit as chairperson of the committee with so much information. District number what?
District number 3,
Lofa. How are your people?
Doing very well, doing what we've done over the years. There are some challenges, obviously. I'm not sure there's going to be a perfect situation. But I wouldn't want to sing my own praise songs, but the records are very clear that we are not to where we want to be. But I can also say here very definitely that we are not to where we used to be. We are making progress. We have made progress. We are making progress, and I'm sure we will continue to make progress. A lot of interventions have been done. We're working in the district, some projects that we are doing, but also making a very strong representation of the Capitol building. I always tell people, when you're a representative in this country, you have to live 2 lives. You live one at the Capitol building, and very, to some extent, very different one. Different one at the level of the district. So we making intervention in education, in healthcare, infrastructure, some of the breaches. But in addition to all of these projects, construction of schools, I've tried by all means to provide information to the people concerning what is happening at the Capitol building in terms of our role, our 3 cardinal responsibilities. So like I said, you live 2 lives. Live your Capitol building politics, but also make sure that every politics is local.
Yeah,
so
all politics is local.
We've tried to fit in all 2, and I think it's going well. It's a challenge, but it's going very well. And I appreciate
if you were naming, and sometimes this is difficult to do, but sometimes you gotta be bold. Correct. If you were naming a major challenge facing your people in your district, that every time you think about it, you just wish you had everything to get it done, what would that be?
Number 1 would be the issue of roads.
Okay.
Number last would be the issue of roads. There are most time when we talk about the issue of roads and we're discussing how the road is bad in Cinco, as much as I think as a national leader, all of us should be concerned. You are from Bon County, so I'm sure you are familiar with some of the conditions in our communities. There is a road from Kolahun through Hembe, that's in Lukambe district. That road actually will make a journey from Lofa to Bapolu and through Monrovia very easy.
You think so?
But currently that road is impossible. It has been like that for. So I'm citing that to say an example of how deplorable our road conditions are. When people talk about the bad road conditions in Lofa, they think about Banga to Foya. But it is more than that. In fact, like I said to you, one of the interventions that I'm trying to make now is on that same road. A major bridge got damaged, impossible to cross. First time in history we're going to put a concrete bridge there. Yesterday I concluded a meeting with the Ministry of Public Works Discussions are gone far. Some of the materials are already paid for. And it excites me that we are making that intervention. So if you were to ask me about the difficulties, the most challenge that our people face, I would say number one is the issue of road. The last one would be the issue of road. As much as we are making some intervention on the Vonjama side, there's a village, there's a town, Baumai, there's a town. It connects Vonjama or Lofa or Liberia in general to Guinea. A very short path. It was impossible for many, many years. Today, I heard from our team on the ground that the construction of that bridge is near completion through our intervention. Clarence, it pleases me. It makes me. My intervention, the office of the representative. Yeah, that is now being done. I
was asking because when you say I heard, as if you.
I'm hearing from our team.
Okay, on the ground.
Reports coming from our team. Very well guarantees that bridge is about completion. We're more than 98% now. We're just doing the finishing touches, and that's our personal intervention. On the issue of health, there's a town that
before we come to health, I'm interested in that stretch of road you talk about that's supposed to connect to Bapolo. You know, are you concerned about doing an assessment of public work to determine what it would take us, because it will be a very short.
Well, yes, I've made that case for years. Couple of days ago, I was in conversation with the IT minister of public works, and I laid a couple of issues. There's a stretch connecting Kolahun to Vonjama. That bridge was done during the vice presidency of Harry Moniba. It is an iron bridge, steel bridge, but the platform is plank. Is damaged. Now I'm trying to do a steel deck. We have concluded with the Ministry of Public Works. It's going to cost me $8,000 As I speak to you this morning, by yesterday I concluded raising about 6,000 of that money.
That's correct.
So the public is going to make intervention on that bridge. It's a major highway that connects the two districts. So we're making some intervention individually. But I may reference and emphasize the issue of that road that connects us to Bapolu. Obviously, we come through bombing. Before you make up your mind, you are in Monrovia, not using the road
that's
from
important.
Kubanga.
Is it going to take $1 million to do that?
Well, the Ministry of Public Works, I'm not sure if they have done assessment. The major challenge on our road is the issue of the bridges. There are 9 different bridges. Well, not very big ones, but 9 different crossing points. Some are very major, some are not very major. Part of the major ones is the one I'm doing now, and I'm hopeful that in addition to my initiative, the government in general can see reason to pay some attention. That road is not just for Lofa, it's not just for my district. It connects the two counties, and obviously connects us to Montserrado. In a place like when you'll be in Monrovia. I'm hopeful that we can pay central government can pay some attention in addition to what we are doing.
I mean, if you can get connected from the Vahom area into Bapolo, into Bombing to Monrovia, these are roads that we should prioritize. But you just moved me to ask you something probably that I may not have asked you before, but
correct.
Because of your explanation, what were you doing in Lofa or in your district prior to becoming a lawmaker?
I worked with a non-governmental organization. It was a Swedish-based organization. I finished college in 2005, in January 2005. Before my graduation, I was already doing some volunteer jobs with them. It's purely community-based. So I worked with that NGO. Working with that NGO took me to a couple of counties. That's why I have a very good idea on how Bapolu and Bapolu, Cape Mount, Bombing, rural Montserrado, have a very good idea on how those communities look. Gonsipo in Bombing, Gonje, all these health facilities. I headed a team that rehabilitated them. Of course, part of that job took me to Lofa after many, many years. And I worked in Lofa. I went to the communities. One morning, I received a group of 9 university students, University of Liberia students, approached me that you've done very well with us, you've helped us as students, you have helped to intervene, you solve a conflict situation in our county. We see you going from place to place. We think you deserve a good leadership quality. We want you to contest for representative. I got scared. I was scared for 9 months.
You were scared for 9 months.
I was.
Perception, man. Perception.
Well, yeah.
Perception scare you.
It had never happened for a man at my age by then. If I'm this young, you can imagine
how young you were at that time.
In 2011.
Yeah.
That was before 2000. That was actually 2009. I was approached.
So we're talking about like 13 years ago. You were
13 years ago.
very young.
Yeah, you can imagine how young I was. I got very afraid. I said, "Oh, these guys, I think they are overstretching me." After 9 months, we thought to take a bite. We went into the election and won 53.2% of the votes.
Wow!
Out of 7.
Did you go in to win, or you were just testing?
Clarence, when I decided, you see, in my lifetime, I take very long to make some. Well, not very long, but I take reasonable time to decide something. Clarence, the day I tell you I want to sell mineral water, for example, I'm not saying that to underestimate.
Yeah.
Just for example.
Yeah.
You get up in the morning, you will see me with a plastic bag, or you will see me with an empty mineral water bottle. That's how my life is. When I decide to go into something, when I decided to work with the NGO, I did the NGO job. Clarence, sometimes people don't understand how people made it in life. There are many nights. I'm not saying days, because of the workload I had as senior program manager for the NGO. I had to raise the money. I had to write proposals. I had to write reports. Clarence, many times I slept at the office. I would leave my office in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, I go home, and by 8 o'clock, when all of the other staff are coming to the office, I will be there. You remember I told you last night?
Yeah, you told me last night that sometimes you can sleep around 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yes, I told you it's difficult to leave my house early in the morning. It's not being lazy, but over the night, you call me 2 o'clock in the morning, we have a normal conversation. You call me 1 o'clock. Yeah, so maybe when I'm getting old, I would change a little bit, but it's my energy. That's how I use my time. I like to commit myself. So when I decided to run, Clarence, I did everything possible to make sure 1 year to the election, it was just about a matter of time. I knew I would have won election.
You knew?
I knew I would have won election.
Because already had the support of the young people.
I had the support. I still have the support of the young people, the women. They support me more than I probably...
Do you still remember those 9 persons?
Yes. In fact, one of them is still the chairperson of our political movement. Before I joined the Unity Party,
really?
Yeah, one of them is still a chair. All of the 9 persons still support me, even as I stayed here.
They still support you?
You
must be a good leader.
After 13 years.
That you keep...
After 13 years, these guys...
You managed to keep all 9.
Well, yeah, and I can say to you, Clarence, those who manage political organizations for all these years, maintain them, give it up to them.
Yeah, because I know, man, I know.
Politics comes with interest.
The interest.
Many persons come to you to make suggestions. You have to firstly. My strategy has been firstly, Clarence, and I don't like to spiritualize or if religionize is a English. I hope you can check that out. Mm-hmm. But I believe in destiny. I believe there's a place that only God can occupy. Most time when I have tough decisions to deal with people, deal with different interests coming to me, and I don't want to make anybody feel by all of the supporters. Sometimes I'm very blunt to some of them. I say, I know you support me. I know you're my guy. This one is not going to happen now. Please allow me to take this decision. I'm not taking it because I hate it, but I'm taking it because it will save the general good. I have survived with that. The 9 persons plus more. They have recruited some more persons to join me. And I just like to say here, Clarence, how humble I am to have the support of all these guys. Some of them are law school graduates.
You're joking?
When they petitioned me, they were not law school graduates. Some of them are currently in the law school. Some of them are professionals. Some of them, one of them worked with the UN. One of them worked with USAID. Well-paid jobs. I mean, they don't need more money.
Yet they still support you.
They support me.
They still believe in you.
They support me, Clarence, sometimes. And I will say this, right? Sometimes I do communication. And I'm not saying it to mean that, but to tell you how close we are. Sometimes I share my communication with them. I say, look, guy, please read this thing for me, man. Yeah. They say, oh, don't give a hard time, man. We don't want to be battle with government. I say, no, but you brought me to government. And that's the level of relationship that we have. I value that relationship. I cherish that relationship. And I'm hopeful. I'm committed. Or I'm determined not to ever betray that level of confidence that Dave gave me. And Clarence, I enjoy. I think at some point I don't even think I deserve it, but they just give it. I don't know for what. They just give it. They tell me you are a good leader. One of them wrote me a text a few days ago. Before I leave, I will share that text with you. It brought tears to my eyes. it tells me after 13 years, 13 good years, this guy still believes that this is a man.
Are you visible in your district? When
Very.
you go around, do you mingle with your young people?
Clarence,
I'm inclined to think that you still have some friends there who you grew up with. Do you walk in the streets with them?
I have classmates. One of them is a principal of a high school in my district, the government high school. Gabriel Bay was my classmate in Vonjama in 5th grade. I still maintain a relationship with Gabriel Bay, even now.
You see him as a classmate.
I see him as a classmate.
Representative and something.
No, recently I was at the inaugural program for the senior class leadership, and he's a principal for the school.
I know sometimes you tell the story.
Yes, I told the story. I stood up and said, I'm here not just because you are students, but I'm here because my classmate, my 5th grade classmate, is the principal of this school. I have vowed in my lifetime that all of those who stand up for me, all of those who support me, all of those who sacrifice for me, even if it is one moment in my life, I want to be there for them. So I told them, I said, you know what? I didn't have any reason to come, but my friend is a principal, not just because he's my friend, but he's true to me. He's my childhood friend. And all of them have contributed towards what I am today. And I want to have an opportunity to give back to them. At this time, it is not him being a student leader, but he's a principal here. And I want to go to bed, get up in the morning, and say, you know, I'm happy that once upon a time in my life, I supported my friends too. They've given to me, and it feels good to give back to them.
Okay.
Now and then, and I share with the friends.
I pulled too much out of you this morning, and I like that.
Moses Gege is at GSA. Moses Gege was my 5th grade. Moses and Gabriel and I were in 5th grade together.
Do you remember any of your elementary school teachers? Are some of them still around?
Well, yes, Mr. John Singbe. Mr. John Singbe. The last time I was in Cutting Tree, and I went to see his son. And I told his son, I said, you know, you are doing a school project in Cutting Tree. I came to see you. I drove from Monrovia to come and see you and to support your school project. Well, for yourself, for your own determination, but I'm doing so because I want to pay your fathers back.
Wow.
And I went there. Your father stood with me. Your father took me to school. There's a guy, Mike Tengler. Mike Tengler is at the Cottington Graduate School. I don't want to say what I'm doing for him because I think it's his privacy. Mike Tengler's mother was the one who held my hand and carried me to school for the first time in my life.
For the first time?
By that time, I was 11 years. I didn't go to school soon. That's another story we can talk another day. People feel that I went to school very early.
You are big boy, 11 years old, you started ABC.
Yes, you know, my mother was in fact, Clarence, yesterday made it exactly 21 years since I lost my mom. That was most true for me. I said it on the radio before. I was in session yesterday, and people didn't understand. I was very sad because I had a very strong memory of this woman who stood with me. And Clarence, I can say this to anybody. The death of my mom is more than anything that will ever happen to me in my life. Anything negative that will ever happen to me.
Me too.
Of course. So, so saying it now makes me a little bit emotional. But you know, that's like 21 years ago. She
sometimes it's good to get it out of you.
Yes, yeah. So, but life has to go on, and I've learned to build relationships. That woman taught me a lot of the principles that I have now.
But that's still around?
Well, no, he's there too. Okay. But life has to go on.
Count it, Ben. Let's sit down, my brother. We're in the same league.
Well,
let's move on. I mean, I just wanted to get more out of you because every time I see you, you're young guy. I heard too much story about how you work with NGO in Lofa and what you were doing there. Yeah. I like to hear it myself.
I like to encourage young people, right? I went to school. I didn't go to school in America. I went to school here with no other training in project planning, proposal writing. Once upon a time, I told my boss we're going to apply and compete against the international NGOs, the IRC, the Save the Children. We wrote a proposal. Former Minister Goni Gali is my witness. Former Deputy Minister and Minister of Brandis Down. And I like to give credit to them. And they stood with me. They supported me. Young man, you can make it. One day, Clarence, I received a call. My brother received a call. My brother, Bill Massacre, used to work with an NGO. He was known as an NGO person and not me. And somebody called me and said, oh, congratulations. And he said, why? He said, you just won a project. And he called me and said, Clarence, did you write a proposal? I said, oh yeah, we wrote a proposal. He said, but in a big competition? I said, yes. We have won $2.2 million US. Wow. Somebody going to school, went to school in Liberia, believe. The message is believe in yourself.
Absolutely.
Believe in yourself, Clarence. You apply yourself. Life has principles. You apply them. It doesn't matter which school you went to. Of course, if you go to good schools, it helps you to make some connections. If God doesn't give you the opportunity to go to good schools, quote unquote, good schools, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
But your success, your life doesn't really matter the school you went to. It depends on how much you believe in yourself and how much you are willing to apply yourself. Yeah. We won a proposal, Clarence. When I joined politics, I left $500,000 in the account and I walked away. I'm glad that I was able to walk away. And today I'm sitting here.
I know the story of one Edward Bowe from my Bond County, who used to be the national head of the YMCA. This guy is so brilliant to the extent that he went on an international conference, and after presenting a paper, most of the people who presented papers, they wanted to know where did he go to school.
Which school did he
and
go
he
to?
said, all my life I was school in Liberia. They said you can't. That's not true. Yeah, the people said no, that's true.
Any student of BW Harris I see in the street, I stop to talk to them.
Yeah.
I have emotional.
That's how some Liberians are. It is.
I went to AME Zion and Quantiton Graduate School. That's all the school I went to.
Good that you tested the prestigious Cardinal University.
Yes,
but Karen,
let's move on.
The last time I checked, you were around. You as a committee, visited some counties. You wanted to know about concession. You wanted to know in the context of how the people think and feel as a result of misunderstanding, whether it was bee mounting or so forth. Where are you? I mean, the last thing we'll talk about is the ArcelorMittal store, so I want you to keep it. But where are you with all these visitation in some of these company areas? Where have you taken it, and what's next?
The last place we visited was a bee mountain. You know the noise, the agitation from Cape Mount. So we went there as a committee. We were mandated by the plenary of the Honorable House of Representatives. We visited some fact-finding. Fast forward, I can say to you what we saw, simply put, deplorable. I saw in concession area a school that was built by one of the NGOs. I think it was Peace Wing. I'm not sure it was Peace Wing, but some other NGO. It's 3 classrooms, Clarence. In a concession area, that school, I'm not sure if the MDA doesn't speak to that, and we are reading the MDA. But I saw that school, and tears came down my cheeks. I was there with Honorable Abu Kamara, Honorable Rustelling, Dennis, and Honorable Gray, and a couple of our lawmakers, Honorable Bob Sharif, the representative of that district. I saw the school condition, Clarence. It broke me down. I came to town and promised the people that I was going to give them. I pledged $200,000 to give for the improvement of that school.
On your own?
In Cape Mount, yeah. Personally, I've delivered $100,000 of that money. By next week, I'm going to pay the rest of the $100,000, and that is not to show how much money we have. But coming back to the condition of the people, labor related. The bulk of it is labor related. Okay. Labor related, insurance. There are people of different nationalities working in the country. We had a meeting from our visit. We've had a meeting with the company. Currently, the status of that issue is that our committee on labor has rating the Ministry of Labor, because that's a subcommittee on the general committee. And the general is like a joint committee, but you have other chairpersons. The basic issue there is the issue of labor. So we have to find out from the Ministry of Labor, how can we have all these forgive my language, how can we have all these foreigners, all these Turkish guys working here? Is it that we don't have the competence here? So it is only the Ministry of Labor that can say this person is going to come and work here because we don't have the skills here. We don't have the expertise here. Mm-hmm. I am not trying to jump the guns, but I assume, or I'm sure, that some of the works that have been done by foreigners can be provided by Liberians. But I want to make sure the facts are established. We are going to go on for break today, but it's not going to stop the work. Leadership will be seated, and so I can assure the people of Cape Mount that the work is not going to be placed on hold. By next week, the Committee on Labor will report to leadership, and I am proposing to my colleagues that we might be able to call the citizens back and face the company so that we all can be able to resolve this thing. I promise the people of Cape Mount, and I want to renew that pledge this morning, that nothing will be swept under the carpet. I always tell people, even if lying was something acceptable, I'm not sure I want to do it at this. It doesn't speak well. So we are committed, not just me as a person, the House of Representatives is 100% committed to this. We're going to make sure the truth is on ice, and where justice should be placed will be placed there.
The other time you spoke so passionately about a regime change in the context of looking back at some of the mineral agreements,
Yes.
the way it was done in the past, and trying to make it live with the evolving time and changing realities. Are you still pushing that?
Well, I will call some names on this station. I'm not sure my colleagues may like this, but I like to give credit to those who made me into an effective chairperson. It's not a one man show. So some of them don't like to be mentioned, but I would do so. But Dennis is a very trained person. I met my colleague here, Honorable Vincent Woolley. Is here. He's very trained in our sector, and I have some of our colleagues, the chair on judiciary, Honorable Kanye Wesso, Honorable Bien Howell, and the rest of our colleagues, Honorable Akaros Gray, a host of our colleagues that are helping me out in this. Like I said, we are closing, but we are not leaving. I discussed with the speaker just last week, Thursday. We resolved to invite the Law Reform Commission to help us, because Clarence, it is good to look at the contents of the mineral development agreements, but it's even better to look at the laws, the mineral laws.
The laws.
Yeah, the laws, because the mineral development agreements are products of these laws. If the laws are not good, the agreements will not be good. So I want to take the work of the committee one step, not just to look at the effect, but to look at the causes. So we are looking at the laws. For example, Clarence, it doesn't make sense to me that our mineral development laws will say that you extract the diamond, extract the gold, and pay all of the royalty you can pay. Royalty is not an exclusive good for the state. Royalty, you are paying royalty because you are investing here, because you are extracting our mineral. So it's not a favor. So I'm yet to see where in the law that explains to me the ownership of the state to the natural resources that we have. Because all that we see is somebody is going to extract the mineral resources. They will give us 10% in royalty. They will give us, they will pay taxes. They will pay corporate income taxes. But corporate income taxes, they are not favorable for the state. You are paying because you are investing. If I did not have a diamond here, if I don't have gold, you will not come there. You will not come to invest here. So corporate income tax is not an exclusive good for the state. I as a chairman, I'm still looking in the law to see where is the ownership of the state to the mineral resources. It doesn't say anything. So they extract our mineral resources, they take it away, and they give us 3% on what they declare. For me, it doesn't make sense.
In most instances, we don't have the capacity to determine what are the owners declaring.
So what the committee is trying to do is, what my committee is trying to do is, not just to look at the mineral development agreements, but let us look at areas where there is a need to reform. Look at the laws. Are they applicable? Let us do comparative analysis to other countries, to Rwanda, to other countries that have managed, Norway. Norway is one of the countries that have real good laws to govern their mineral resources. So this committee is not just going to stop at looking at mineral development agreements, but we're trying to look at the laws. Like I said to you, in a couple of weeks, we are inviting the Law Reform Commission to see the Law Reform Commission, see the Minister of Lands and Mines. I've chatted with Minister Sherman last week. I was up in Lofa, so I chatted with him. There was going to be a meeting during the break so that we all can see which areas that we need to reform the laws. Some of the laws we have are as old as 30 years. In 30 years, the realities have changed.
Your friend, Erin Snow, who spent a lot of years with you at the House before going to the Senate, at some point in time expressed regret over some of the concessions, particularly the APN terminal. Do you share similar sentiments after observing some of these things?
Well, Clarence, recently we are looking at the ArcelorMittal, and I can say to you, yes, Honorable Snow was with us then when he made it, and Honorable Snow made that revelation during a discussion that we had on the report that I made on APN terminals.
I know you were influential. I think you went to Ghana or somewhere.
Yes, I had to go to Ghana to do an analysis of how their port management is like. And when you do an analysis of a comparison of how we awarded our contract, you soon realize, Clarence, the port management in Ghana, the Ghana government has a share in the concession.
They do.
Yes, in Liberia is 100% giving away. Well, that was after the war. We cannot keep mooning the past. We cannot keep blaming everything to the war. We graduated from the war 2003. It has been
there's
years,
a complete cessation of hostilities.
Yeah, so I do not think at this point in time, Liberians, we can make reference to the war, but we shouldn't give the war as any more excuse. My committee thinks that the time for excuses have got to stop. Honorable Snow said to me, Clarence, this is the first time that I have known that the APN terminal concession actually has a review clause. Contrary to what people have always thought, that the APN terminal doesn't have a review clause, I went into the MDA and realized that there is a provision that actually guarantees revision.
Oh, you've discovered that.
Secondly, I'm not a lawyer, but there's something in the law, the principle of reasonableness. To enter a contract, it is reasonably expected that there will be a review. For the contract not to state a review clause means it can be reviewed anytime. Maybe we should talk to the lawyers.
Yeah, because the lawyers can say what the law does not say does not mean.
I'm not a lawyer, but it's reasoning.
By reasoning, they will say what the law does not say does not mean.
And then I put that section 10.01, and I said, I showed it to the speaker, and the speaker read it. I said, Speaker, this is a review clause. That was the first time Honorable Snow said to me, Clarence, I cannot stop admiring your brilliance, and I think this is the first time that you have brought me to the place where I regret what we did in the past. I said, well, it is good for us to regret, but I would think that justifiable regret would be for us to take some steps to right the wrong.
Yeah, because
I do not condemn what they did in the past. Maybe that was then, but I think for me it's time for us to turn around from the wrongs, do the right thing, at least so that our generation, Clarence, I want to leave the legislature eventually and look back and say, I'm proud that I took this decision.
Okay, Clarence.
And together, not just me as a person, but together as a team.
The ArcelorMittal deal before you. It came from executive, came to you. You did what you could, send to the Senate. What are we hearing? You've rejected it. Is that a right English word to use? Or in keeping with your regular procedures, you send it back? That will also mean rejection, but I don't know. But what is the issue now?
Well, some people will call it rejection. The legislature, I'm somebody who like to use my word very carefully, because the government we have three branches of government, and you want to use a word that doesn't sound, but the reality will have to be said. We have declined to ratify. We have declined to ratify MITA, the third amendment of the MITA, the ArcelorMittal 25 years concession of the government. This concession was entered into during the Julie Bryan regime.
Okay.
As 2000 to 2005. Was at 2005. In 2005 was entered into just before the election. 2007, the Salif administration, the United Party administration, took a review of it, did some improvement in terms of the tax issues. Leadership. When I tell you it's a business student, should look at the tax implication. So the first amendment and the second amendment actually look at the payments, the payment regime. That's how we even established our equity share in MITA is 30%, which we have never benefited from, and I will come to that. I will explain what that is. So fast forward, the third amendment basically looks at three key areas. Number one, the rail operation and management of the railroads. We also have what I call the definition of the concession area and the Buchanan Iron Ore Port. On those three counts, the provisions in the current MDA that calls for the what the executive negotiated and sent to us on those three counts, the House of Representatives thought otherwise that these are not good provisions and we're not going to accept them. We don't have, under the law, we cannot negotiate. So since we cannot negotiate, we resolve that we will return this concession to the executive, and we cannot say what they should do with it. We cannot dictate to the executive, but we can say to them what decision we have taken. If the executive decides to renegotiate and submit, well, that's left to the executive, that's left to the government to determine. But at this point in time, at least once in our lifetime, we cannot sign on to this. It is not because we don't want investment. It's not because we hate the investor or the concessionaire. It is just that at this time, all the provisions that we see in there, reading the fine prints, the House of Representatives is not inclined to to ratify. And we have taken a decision yesterday that the instrument, by today, as soon as I leave from here, I'm going to work with the Secretary of the House of Representatives to make sure the language is representative. The communication that we are sending to the executive sounds or is representative of coming from the House of Representatives, making sure the right things is written in it. But essentially, the message is that we've declined to ratify, and we are responding to the president to most respectfully submit return.
Decline to ratify. For example, Maseko, what are some of the things you would have, you thought were going to be in it, or what do you envisage seeing in that kind of document?
Well, say for example, Clarence, the railroads. Mitar is an investor that is extracting iron ore, and they use the rail to transport it. In this third amendment, it essentially makes the railroad that Mitar will be if we have ratified, that Mitar will have become the operator of the railroad at the same time, a user of the railroad. In our opinion, that would be, to some extent, is a player and a referee kind of situation. We think that would be unfair to other investors. We are recommending, and we hope that a renegotiated concession can reflect that. In fact, we are recommending, it is in our communication, that the executive should initiate a process to probably recruit other concessionaires that will have exclusive role to manage the railroad. In that case, that person becomes the referee, and Mr. and other investors obviously become the players. We think that would be a fair deal. The next one is the concession area. The law, the 2000 mineral and mining laws, says that in section 6.6.1 to 6.5, it talks about how if a company has a license to go and do exploration, at the end of your exploration, when you are about to go into an MDA, you declare a production area, and once you declare a production area, for example, you say I'm going to do exploration in the whole building here, in the whole OKFM building. At the end of the exploration, you say I'm only going to declare my production area to be in this studio. The law says as soon as you declare the production area, all other parts of the building, all other areas should be relinquished to the state. This concession, this third amendment doesn't address that very well adequately. We thought that inadequacy will cause some problem for us going forward. We believe that the undeclared area should be relinquished to the state, and the state can decide who they give it to. Maybe the same Mitar, but at least it will be a new negotiation. The Buchanan Iron Ore Port. There's a section of the third amendment that says that the Buchanan Iron Ore Port that have not been transferred should be prevented from being transferred. In our case, you are now, it has not been transferred, means there is no concession on it. So you're saying to us as a country that you have not transferred that ownership. It's an infrastructure. The Buchanan Iron Ore Port, that concession would be like similar to what we have to Asla, not to Asla, to APN terminals. If we have ratified our NDA, what we'll be doing essentially will be having a concession within another concession. So on those 3 points, but Clarence, just in addition to those 3 points, our equity share. The 2005 MDA says that the country has 30% equity share. But let me say this to you: since 16 years, the country has never benefited from the equity share, because to benefit from the equity share, Clarence, from a business perspective, the business operator will have to declare profit or declare dividend. 16 years ago, in 16 years, Mitar had never declared profit.
Now, here's my
operated at a loss. But as though that was not enough, the current amendment calls that our equity share should be reduced from 30% to 15%. The people say
at 30 you were already complaining.
At 30 we did not benefit anything, and you want to bring it but also additionally, the welfare of the people. Clarence, as we were discussing whether to approve or not to approve, Mitar was importing additional containers, prefab containers to be used as Clarence, in this age and time. It breaks me for people to even imagine that would be accepted by Liberians. In this case, I don't have to be the president. I don't have to be the speaker. whatever role you have to play, Clarence, you are given an opportunity to take a decision on behalf of people who don't have that chance to be seated the way you are seated. Take a decision that reflects the general. In my opinion, this is the decision of the House of Representatives. We respect our Senate colleagues. I'm not even sure the Senate will differ with what we have done. I think all of us are working in the interest of the people, and for the sake of these people, at least once we've taken the decision. I think it's reasonable and it's very nationalistic.
Now, before we open it down, one of the arguments about the ArcelorMittal stuff was the fact that there are some things the company should have done in the second amendment that it did not do. You were sensitive, and some of you were asking as, well, wait a minute, these people should have done X, Y, and Z. They're not doing it. Why are they bringing stuff? Now, with this, your refusal, or if not, with your decline to pass whatever, are you still concerned that the company should do what it said it would have done in the second amendment?
We are very concerned, and I'd like to say this here. This is now, we're not going to stop here. And Clarence, I will keep saying to everybody that I wish I had a better way of putting it. I had an alternative way of putting it, but this is a reality, and I have to say, as I see it, we're not against investments. We're not against the company. I think the Mittal being here, broke the glass ceiling after the period of war. They took the rigs to come here. We appreciate them. As much as we appreciate them, I would not think that we should appreciate them or serve them at the expense of the very people who we represent. Yes, there are provisions of the current MDA. Our decline to ratify we decline to ratify the third amendment. It doesn't mean that Mittal does not have a concession agreement. Mittal has a concession agreement that has 9 more years to go. We will be asking them continuously, what have you done in line with how compliant are you? I've instructed, or I've requested, not instructed, but I've requested the National Bureau of Concession to submit a full-scale report on compliance issue on Mittal and all of concessionaires, the MSG Go, the Firestone, the B Mountain, the GVL, the Safecar, and the whole in the LAC, all the concessionaires. I'm asking the National Bureau of Concession to submit to us reports on compliance. Because you see, Clarence, we are nearing to a place where some of the concessions are going to come back for renegotiation. One of the things that will also pick up in this exercise is that, Clarence, during the time of the enactment of some of these concession agreements, we have some laws that are enforced now that were not created by then. Take, for example, the land rights law. The current third amendment we have before us, in our mind, played a blind eye, didn't consider the land rights law. As of 2005, when the Mittal concession and other concessions, not just Mittal, was being entered into or were being entered into, we didn't have the land rights law. Now we have the land rights law. We did not have the law on water and sanitation. Now we have laws on water and sanitation. In a review process, we are even encouraging or suggesting, in the spirit of coordination, suggesting to the other branches of government, in this case, the executive, that when we're doing a negotiation of additional negotiation or new negotiation or concession, it is good for us to remember that we now have some laws that have to be satisfied. Section 43.1, I think, of the land rights law says that 5% of the undiluted profit, I think it's undiluted profit or profit of all concession in a particular area, should be a benefit for the communities. So you see, if we ignore that provision, it means we're going to sign a 25-year concession that ignores that law.
It means
so
you're
the law,
undermining the law.
Yeah, so it means we made the law. We cannot make the laws and at the same time, so
Okay,
we just ask the concessionaire to bear with us. We're not a witch hunt. We're just trying to make sure on behalf of our people we do the right thing. This is why they elected us, and we cannot compromise our statutory given assigned responsibilities.
Lofa District 3 Representative Clarence Kotu Masakwe is our guest this morning on the final edition of the OK Morning Rush. I'll ask Clarence one final question, but that will be after the course when he's about to conclude. 0770-942817, 0777-7009-995, 0555-995-995. Hello?
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning. Yeah.
My name is Amos Diaz Kane, and I'm calling from Central Monitor this morning.
Kane, go ahead.
Clarence, let me take this time to appreciate the lawmaker. This is the representation we've been looking for as young people. Clarence, I'm telling all, and the issue of the concession in our country, I think
Okay, thank you. Let's go here. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Leah Ori Kokoro Addison.
Mm-hmm.
A freelance journalist.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd love to find out from the Honorable Man Institute 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
What is your relationship with the community radio stations in Norfolk County? 2, worked in Norfolk County before, at the time, Galaba Kotuba was superintendent, George Temple administrative assistant with Army Radio and Talking Drum Studio. And ADA, when that Macintosh used to be in Foya, Norfolk County. Can you tell us what is the level now of that agriculture or company? The equipment that used to be there, are those equipment stayed on the ground, and do you have plan to bring that institution back to life?
Okay, Bobby, thank you. Hello.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
Good morning to Sion Paris and Clarence Matakwe.
He's following.
My name is Emmanuel Farr, and I joined you from the grounds of the Capitol this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Clarence, let me appreciate the distinguished studio guest this morning for the level of deliberation as it relates to his working at the legislature. And Honorable Clarence, I just want to use this medium to commend you. The decision from the lower house to see a best that the answer may be for due diligence to be taken is welcoming, because the Liberian people have cried all the time to our bureau lawmakers that law that they are passing, they are not in the interest of the ordinary people. But for this identical decision, I think is welcoming, and we hope that the executive will work beyond that law that will set before our legislature agree on that. Let the ordinary people benefit from such a law. You saw.
Okay, thank you. Let the ordinary people benefit from such a law. Let's go here. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Roland Fobe, and I'm calling you from the United States of America.
Okay, Roland, let's hear you.
Okay, I want to say thank you to the Honorable Lawmaker there in studio for all of his exposes regarding the consensus and all of those different stuff at the national level. But let me quickly correct the Honorable Lawmaker that the bridge project in Bawumi, I'm from Bawumi, it's not his project. Those are projects that is undertaken by we, the town people. So I want him to correct that. It's not a personal project, and I think that's why lawmakers shouldn't be giving a lot of money, because they even do little things and want to claim a lot of ownership on the national radio. And I think we have to go by and correct that.
Okay. Is he involved at any level?
Yeah, I mean, people are making contributions. I've made my contribution. He made contribution, but I don't want him to sit on the national radio and claim
to
that
claim the project. That's okay. Thank you. Thank you. Hello.
Good morning, parents.
Good morning.
Good morning to my representative in studio. My name is Okiri, and I call you from Central Monrovia.
Okay.
Out of Louvain, to be precise, feasible town. I have a representative talking about Bay Mountain. I am speaking my capacity as an official spokesperson of the illegally dismissed employees of B Mountain. Honorable, this issue has lasted from the 3rd of August 2014 to this date. We've gone to the Ministry of Labor. We won a case against B Mountain. They took another appeal to the Ministry of to National Labor Court at the Temple of Justice in 2016. We won a case. They took an appeal to the Supreme Court. Last year, B Mountain came to the Supreme Court and said that they have lost the case against us. They want a gentleman's settlement. We said, no, we cannot settle this case. We said you guys already lost the case. We'll wait for the Supreme Court to come up with a final ruling. But since then, every time we go to court, there's a pushback.
So it is before the Supreme Court for determination.
Yeah, the Supreme Court, and since then, every time we go to the Supreme Court, there's a next move.
Okay, let me take our final call quickly. Hello.
Good morning, Clarence. This is Bamo Jala. I come from English and went up the law. I'd like to use this medium to appreciate Honorable Clarence Massacre for the adequate representation of the Bulawan district. Clarence, we are proud of you, and I can tell you that we'll continue to support you in your re-election is a must. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Representative Massaquoi, let's go back to you because we have like 3 minutes. But before then, ArcelorMittal has just issued a short statement that I will read right here officially. ArcelorMittal Liberia has learned through media reports that the leadership team of the House of Representatives has agreed to an action on the company's 3rd amendment to the Mineral Development Agreement that is awaiting ratification by the legislature. ArcelorMittal Liberia is awaiting all facts before it will make any further statement on this matter. The company says it is concerned. Go ahead.
Well, the company, if the company wasn't concerned, I would be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Obviously, I would be surprised if it were not. But I like to, because we are on the radio, I like to make comment on this.
The bridge.
On the bridge project. You know, when people submit a project to you and say, you know, we want to do this, I walk there and they say, oh, you know, we want to do this, and the cost is this amount, and you pay, all right. If there's a contribution from anybody, I wouldn't know who is contributing and who is not contributing. Don't forget to that we're in a political space. But I like to say very, very well what we have done concerning the community, and I'm just throwing this out here because we're in the public. But again, I'm in a political space. But I know what we have done with the community. I know the project is well ongoing, is in shape, and I am honored and I'm humble about the level of intervention that we have made. Not just on that bridge, there's another small one behind it. We may extend our assistance to that, but I can understand I'm in a political space. Our relationship with the community radio is very, very good. And I would not say specifics here. The radio live in Lofa is Zozo. Now, don't forget, Zozo is not my district. Radio live, the alternative radio, Radio Halengi, Radio Kitoma Radio, where Batanu is. Anybody who want to verify my relationship, but I can say is a very, very, not even fair, is extremely very, very good. Not just through contribution, but you know, interpersonal relationship is very well. They are aggrieved workers. I will need to check this. I will need to check this. Maybe the person who called as a chair of the aggrieved workers, I wouldn't have all the facts, and I wouldn't want to say something without, you know, before receiving the facts. So if that person is around, I'm sure they have your contact. If they want mine, I can give it to them. There's no issue with that. They come over, so we talk about how we can make some intervention. I just like to say on the overall that whatever the House has done through consultation, through consideration, all of the facts, the pluses and the minuses, what we think should be the gains, particularly for the people, whatever decision we have taken, in our opinion, is reasonable and very nationalistic. The company having concerns, I would be surprised if they did not have concern. Everybody would be concerned. Liberians are concerned, so the company too should be concerned. Everybody else, every stakeholder is concerned. All our investors are concerned. What we want to make sure it happens is at the end of the day, the right thing should be done, and the greatest people that should benefit should be Liberians. Anything short of that, the House, under our leadership, will not stand for that.
Okay, Clarence Cotto, Massaquoi, Unity Party, Lofa County District 3 representative. He says it must reflect the views and admiration or aspiration of the Liberian people. We are not against the company, but we will ensure the right things are done to avoid the too much rigmarole between concessionaires and our people. This is how we draw down the curtains on this edition of the show. God's willing, tomorrow morning we'll be back here. Thanks to Dilda Rare, man. You want to see her today, but she's not on television. My name is Clarence Jackson. Just call me Piso. Tomorrow we'll be here, God's willing. Bye-bye.